All right. We should now be live. All right. So, elves, can I get a little bit of your lovely voice so we can see how that's sounding? Nice. All right. So let's go ahead and let me turn down the music on my end overall. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and just turn up just a smidgen, have it in the background. Why not have some synthonic going, right? All right, so how is everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing well here in chat. I have a little bit of echo. That's not good. How about now, Kiggy? I just reset something, so it's possible that got derped up. That's better. There we go. I sound like a Borg. Well, I'm not the Borg anymore. There we go. We're all good to go. So, yeah, welcome to Season of Snap. So, elves, are you excited?
I am very excited.
Nice. I'm so hyped for this. This is going to be great because we've got 4 people coming in. Well, 3 right now, hopefully a 4th. We've got JJamJim, which of course, he streams Cities a lot. We've got Maestro, a new player on the scene, and PumpkinHeadLive, someone who's been starting recently. And this is going to be a really great event. This is March Qualifiers number 2, obviously. The winner of this will go on to face off against So Ever Dream and Kiggy, actually, in the finals. This is going to be really hype.
It is. It's going to be extremely exciting.
Awesome. Well, let's see. We got some people in chat here. Hi, Kazwife. How are you? Echo, echo, echo. The echo is gone. Thank you, Papa Norris, and everyone for telling me about the echo. We've got it gone. It's all gone. Yes, you do. It's all gone. Yay! The echo is gone. It is my goal to make sure that the echo is gone.
Echoes are bad, so yeah, it's good that your goal is to get rid of them.
I know, it's a simple goal, but really a meaningful one when you think about it. And the map that they're playing on is actually supplied to us by Kiggy. So Kiggy created a map for us. Have you seen this map yet, elves?
I have not.
Awesome. Well, you have the link there. So it's Mount St. Helens. I'm going to go ahead and edit this on up really quick while I do this. So, out of curiosity, what are you expecting today from these folks? You're familiar with 2 of them.
Yeah, I am expecting big things from Jim, given that he has previously won Cities in a Snap. And I'm excited to see what Maestro and what Pumpkinhead can do. I have watched a little bit of Maestro, but not as much as I would like. I know that he gives you a lot of advice, and has since you started streaming.
Yes. So much advice. He's been so very useful. Yes. And honestly, that's why I'm excited to see him, because now I get to see him kind of put up or shut up type thing. So, you know, is it all going to work? That's really what matters here.
Yes, I also think, given what I saw of him when he did the community city, I'm very excited for the roundabouts.
Oh, of course,
he does love his roundabouts.
He really does love his roundabouts.
He does. He does. I don't know very much about Pumpkinhead, but I'm excited.
Right, well, he's another UK streamer. He's another UK streamer. Yes. Then we've got JJamJim, who is a Midwesterner, such as myself. And then we've got MaestroChan over in Sweden. And hopefully Luca, who is a Sicilian streamer. So we're going to see what's happening here.
Yeah. It's going to be extremely exciting. I look forward to it.
And we did, folks, so we were initially planning to have Staticking 666 in. However, we had a last-minute schedule change in which we had to drop in a PumpkinHeadLive instead. But I think it'll be good regardless. I think it's going to be a good show. I think we'll all be very happy with it. Once Jim gets online, that is. And the others.
Yes.
So, Octova, how are you doing? We've got a Jed Levi. We've got Koala Traveler. What's up? We've got Cybex with the raid. Thanks so much for the raid. High five.
And that excellent emote from Cybex.
Yes,
my favorite emote.
Oh, come on. It replaced the meteor. Oh, I got you.
Well, no. It's my favorite non-mug with a heart in it emote on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Because, let me put it in chat.
Because the coffee is love thing that you enjoy.
And because tea is love, actually.
Ah, because tea is love. Oh, so you drink it out of a mug, not like a fancy coffee cup or something. Interesting.
I mean, I have a travel mug and a Hamilton mug at the moment.
Gotcha.
But that's all I have currently because I left most of my things with my parents when I moved to Belgium.
Right. Well, when do you go
'Cause
back
you
out of
can't-
curiosity? Because I know that you're excited because you
and-
get to bring back a lot of your regular stuff.
I go back at the very beginning of June. I managed to get back in time for my younger brother's birthday, so I'm extremely excited about that.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
Yeah, I haven't actually been with him on his birthday for like 4 years, so
Well, whose fault
I
is
feel
that? You're in the wrong country.
I mean, blame my university for exams.
Okay, you know what? We'll give that to you. We'll give that to you. In fact, you know, I'm willing to really give that to you. Because you know what? That's fine. Worst things have happened.
They have. They have.
All right, so folks, I am now updating the multi-view. The multi-view will be correct if you reload it in about 30 seconds from the time that you hear this. Because, you know, updating servers. I gotta love that.
Yeah.
All right, so out of curiosity, so really quick, so for those who aren't familiar, elves, what do you do for Cities in a Snap other than right now helping me co-host a little bit?
I live tweet the event. I share custody of the Twitter feed with So Everdream, and I get the Twitter once a week for a few hours on a Saturday evening. He has it the rest of the time, and I use my skills at live tweeting to try and bring people in and get some hype going on Twitter.
I'm a bit low on volume. What? Someone thinks I'm low on volume. That's shocking.
That's new. That's actually very,
new.
very.
Yeah.
That's
like holy
new things
heck.
happen.
Comrade, we're starting in about 4 minutes. We're waiting for our participants to get in here. We're just waiting for them all to get in. We're getting ourselves comfy and cozy. And hello and welcome. Anyone who is unfamiliar, this is Cities in a Snap. This is a weekly event where we pit 4 City Skyline streamers against each other. And I am your host, JJamJim, with my amazing co-host for today, Awesome Elves. The first in our to be rotating series of co-hosts. It's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great.
It is.
Hey, what's up, Enzaru? Not Snipe Hat. Can we get some snaps in chat, folks? Get those snaps rolling. And hi, Rad World. How are you? Get those snaps.
All these people who are arriving, welcome. I'm doing jazz hands at my laptop.
Yeah, it's okay. I used to do that stuff at my blank screen all the time before I turned my camera on for the first time. And so everyone's like, oh yeah, you're saying they're being animated on camera. I'm like, so I was doing that anyways? I'm just an insane person. It's fine.
I mean,
no, comrade. This competition is not early this week. It is run in U.S. Chicago time. U.S. Chicago time. This is the exact same time that we operated last week. The United States went through its daylight savings last weekend.
Yeah, America time travels.
Before we do. Before you guys do.
I was gonna say, Cash, you're not in America, like we just established.
Exactly.
Unless you moved continents recently.
Yes, I recently moved to Antarctica.
Okay. Do you like the snow?
Oh yes, I love the snow. You know I love snow. And then we've got.
I don't understand why.
Looks like we got starting soon screens now from Maestro and Pumpkinhead.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So it looks like we'll be ready to go here.
I enjoy Pumpkinhead's starting soon screen.
I do too.
Like
it's nice. It's nice and like staticky. It's kind of got that old timey feel. He's trying to build up the hype. And JJamJim getting a good look at the entire thing there. And Gratham with the raid. Welcome, Raiders. And Eclipse with the raid. Welcome, Raiders, indeed. Welcome in, all Raiders.
Welcome in.
A double raid. Oh my goodness. Hello. How is everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. Oh, we will have until the end of March. Yep, there you go. Double raid hype. Yes, double teamed. Was that planned? I wonder if it was.
I mean, if it wasn't, the timing was fantastic. And if it was...
It was less than a second apart.
Yeah. Like, the timing was fantastic regardless.
Yep. Alright, so we've got this all rolling. It was not planned. Sure it wasn't. Don't you guys have like a psychic connection or something? I thought all city streamers had the same psychic connection. Where you can sit there and just sense when each other are online. So the question mark refer equals raid. Basically, we encourage you to get rid of that because it helps the metrics for the event, and it makes it look like you're more native viewers because Twitch counts raid viewers versus normal viewers differently. That is why that is there. Thank you for the question, though, Ashkit. It's an excellent question. I just finished a
There's
quest
no
in Witcher
such
3.
thing.
Nice.
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
There is no such thing as a stupid question, except what is a stupid question? Because that's literally a question about stupid questions. That's literally a stupid question. Like, it's not in itself a stupid question, but it's a question about stupid questions, so therefore it is.
Yes.
There we go. Just a stupid answer. Yes, there are always stupid answers. Rigged indeed. Gratham, I hope you had a beautiful raid. Hope everyone's had a beautiful time. Beautiful time. That's a stupid statement. There you go. Stupid answer, stupid statement, same thing. All right, we've got 2 of the 3 that are currently here in game, and then we'll wait for Maestro to get in game before we get started. Maestro will be appearing shortly, allegedly. And it looks like we do have mod coverage for our participants because I don't have any additional messages. Unless someone knows, we should have coverage for JJamJim. And then Maestro, I believe he is covered by the Kaz wife. And then PumpkinHeadLive, I believe, is being covered by Kigi. Doing questions like me, it doesn't make sense. You make sense, comrade. All right, and let's see here. Do we have tabs on Maestro to figure out if he is getting in game? Got irritated with Tram Road, so here I am. Well, there you go. Jim is working on getting a mod arranged according to his stream. Oh, that's fair. Oh, he is working on getting a mod arranged? Okay, well, I can get him a moderator. Let's see here. Let's give him a Brainless Wonder. Let's give him the Brainless Wonder, see if he can head on over there. He is loading. There we go. Maestro's loading. All right, that's good. That's good. Maestro's loading. So we're going to go ahead and I guess we should start off with some announcements, shouldn't we, Elves?
Yes,
That sounds
announcements
like
are good.
All right, so welcome to Cities in a Snap, March 2020 Qualifiers number 2. Today we have 4 contestants, or actually 3 contestants in this case, all gearing up to build the best city they can in a 2-hour time frame. The winner will be decided by an audience Twitch poll here on the Cities in a Snap Twitch channel. Only channel followers will be able to participate in voting, so please remember to hit follow if you haven't already done so. In the event of a tie, the hosts will serve as a tie-breaking vote. If you are curious how we judge things here on Cities in a Snap, please refer to the sample rubric that is conveniently found in the Discord or at www.citiesinasnap.com/rubric. We encourage you to follow this rubric yourself for each contestant as they present their city at the end in order to help you decide which city you think is best. Today's first contestant is a previous contender, JJamJim. JJamJim streams mostly City Skylines and RimWorld while dabbling in various adventure, simulation, and strategy games that pique his interest. He's currently playing through Stardew Valley a couple times a week. He streams Tuesday through Fridays and oftentimes Saturdays, where he plays marbles on stream with his community. Having played City Skylines for almost 5 years now, Jim likes to continue to challenge himself in his builds and push his knowledge of the game further. Today's second contestant is MaestroChan. He is from the frozen north and streams City Skylines around 8 p.m. GMT 3 to 4 days a week. He tries to build mostly fairly realistic looking cities of various styles, but they tend to blend together and has formed a new, unique style. Mini Maestro sends his regards. Today's third contestant is PumpkinHeadLive. Pumpkinhead is a fairly new streamer, but not to the community. You will find him in many of the chats amongst the people that you see here. He is coming back to the streaming world and is jumping back into one of his first games he streamed, being City Skylines. He enjoyed a variety of different games, and so expect to see a variety of different games over on his channel. Father to 2 kids, his streams will always work around his family first. He also owns a boat, which is an upcoming project of restoring it. Check him out today at twitch.tv/PumpkinHeadLive. Today's giveaways will include a DLC of the winner's choice provided by the community. And website hosting for citiesandSnap.com is provided by DeVC Labs. Inquire about a website hosted by DeVC Labs today by emailing cias@devclabs.com or checking out the panels below. Please remember that this is, first and foremost, a community event. It takes time and effort to organize these events, and we would like to take a brief moment to thank those who have contributed to Cities in a Snap, both on the day of the event and throughout the week. Please join me in thanking our moderators for helping this event run smoothly on the back end. Also, if you enjoy this event, consider subscribing to the channel, where all subs, bits, tips, and other contributions go directly to make this event a better event for you, the viewer. And a brief reminder again that voting is done here on Twitch with the built-in poll feature. If you are on a device that doesn't show the polling feature at the top of chat, you may instead vote using the /vote command followed by 1, 2, 3, or 4 to designate who gets your vote. The poll will open after final interviews are finished and the host judges have deliberated on stream for a few minutes. And that's it. That's our announcements.
That was a list of announcements there.
Yes, yes, it is. It gets a little bit bigger every time too. It really does.
It does. It really, really does.
All right, so folks, what do you say? Are we about ready to start? Yeah, Italy's messing around. Lucas, who knows what might be going on? There may have been a scheduling confusion with him, and thank you for the follows that have been pouring in. So, folks, I say we go ahead and just get started. Do you want to start us off with a timer, maybe, Els? Do you think it's time to start?
Yes, I think it's time to start. I was just in the process of writing a tweet.
Ooh,
so...
nice. So shall I do the honors then of just counting us in?
Yes.
All right. We've got 20 seconds, folks. 20 seconds to start Cities in a Snap. March Qualifiers number 2. And we've got 17 seconds to go. Hopefully this timer starts up in time. I will give you the exact start time here in just a moment because the timer just borked out. There we go. We're starting in about 10 seconds, folks. 10 seconds to start Cities in a Snap. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And Cities in a Snap is live, folks. We are now going. We've got 2 hours on the clock. Make sure your contestants know. Here we go. And PumpkinHeadLive has just kicked offline. What the heck? My entire nation go through into red alert. That's not good. Baby boom in Italy. Pumpkin went offline. How nice. Good timing. Can we get snaps in chat, folks? This will come out of his time at the end if it goes past 5 minutes. But for now, we've got Maestro and Jim going at it. Get the snaps in chat.
They're both jumping in with the terraforming, which...
That's a good thing. Terraforming is a good place to start. Yeah. We saw Lycos get a really good start because he went with the terraforming at first.
Yeah.
That was just an excellent choice. Very excellent choice. That is actually a really good idea, going with that. Like, honestly, I think I have to agree with trying to go with the terraforming first because the terraforming really is... I mean, it's the foundation of your city. You really can't get any better than doing a nice terraforming job at the beginning.
Yeah. If you've got a plan as well, it means that you can sort of adapt the map to sort of what your plan is so that you panic less.
Exactly. Panic less. Exactly. You sit there and build a good foundation, but you also don't want to spend too much because you do have to keep in mind that you got to get some zoning in early on because some people have made the mistake occasionally of not getting any zoning in early on, and that is just not good.
No, it does lead to problems filling in the city a little bit later on in the competition.
Exactly. It just becomes a bit of a problem. Yeah.
Empty cities are not necessarily what we want to see unless they're post-apocalyptic.
Yes, exactly. The post-apocalyptic hype. There we go. That looks pretty good. And could be that Luca's preoccupied by Italy thing. We don't know, folks, but we are going because we did delay starting even to try and accommodate as much as we can. And we're just going live, folks. And it looks like Pumpkinhead is back. We've got him back there on the bottom right. Excellent. All right. So I don't have to set up a 2 for screen. Good. Woo! There we go. Maybe restarting. It's possible. It's very possible. And then this is going good. Yeah, we got the Advert hype. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do about that. But it looks like Maestro already whipping down the train lines here. He's trying to go straight into trains. I like that personally. I like a good set of trains.
Yeah. Not wasting any time either, which is always a good sign.
Oh yeah, just going right into it. Because again, he's done a little bit of the terraforming. He's diving right into it, and that's good. I think that's the balance you have to hit. And I think that's going to really pay off in the end. Then you've got Jim on the other hand, who is... It looks like he's maybe creating a little bit of a plateau. Let's check Jim out really quick. Yeah, he's building up a little platform, a little terrace type thing. That's going to be very interesting.
That will be interesting. That could lead to different levels in the city as well, which is always interesting to see.
It could be a tiered city. That could always be really good. It could also be something that looks a little bit... Maybe he's trying to create like a high ground type thing to where like he has maybe ports and beaches and all that. That could also be pretty cool.
Also true. Didn't he do a birthday cake, or a tiered birthday cake for the 5th anniversary of Cities Skylines?
He did decide to do that.
He could be drawing a little bit from his experience with that.
You know, I do wonder. What if he just sat here and made a cake for Cities in a Snap? What if he made a cake and it was amazing?
I mean, would that count as bribery?
I don't know. Would that be bribery? Would he be trying to bribe us with cake? I don't know. I would feel kind of bad. We like cake.
We do like cake.
Oh my goodness. He's trying to bribe us with cake, folks. It's decided. And then it looks like Maestro over here. Again, he's doing a lot of good work over there, and I'm very curious what his plan is here, because it looks like maybe he's trying to build around, maybe trying to create a natural gorge here in the city. That's going to be really interesting to work through. I'm very curious what he's doing there, because doing train work in a mountainous map like this, because this is quite the mountainous map, it's going to be really interesting to look at.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how they use the sort of terrain to their advantage. So I think that's something that Maestro in particular, from what I've seen of him, is very good at.
Right.
When he did the community city. Yeah, he took his tile with the big star-shaped plateau and the mountains in the corner and built something really, really fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And I can see him doing something similar here. Okay, words did not function then.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. Maybe. But
Maybe?
Yeah, maybe, possibly. But it does look like he might be trying to embrace it like that, and I'm curious how he's going to wind that down, because he is starting a little high up with those trains, which is going to be a little difficult to give it that realism that he likes giving it. But I'll be curious to see if he pulls off, because if he does manage that, then I think it'll look quite lovely indeed. And then over here, it looks like we've got Jim. He's starting to do a little bit of work. He had an intersection down. It was very interesting. Yep, he's got... That is quite the interchange. What is that?
Can you give me just 1 minute, Kaz? I will be back shortly.
All right, we'll see elves here again in a minute. And then wishing to sell PC. I got 2 potential buyers. Competing April's confirmed. Nice! Congratulations, comrade. And then a shout out for the contestants. And a reminder that Luca is currently not participating, Laszlo. So we will be giving shout outs to the 3 that are currently participating. Thank you, though. Very much. Really means a lot. And then, again, a reminder that this is a weekly event happening at 1400 U.S. Chicago time. 1400 U.S. Chicago time. So please keep that in mind. And it looks like Jim is actually just blazing through here. Absolutely blazing it. And that is going to be absolutely excellent. And I'm curious what he's doing with that interchange. I've never seen something quite like that. I'm curious if that's what he's going to use to get up and into the mountains a little bit. Because that looks like it really is meant to be a spur off to get up into the mountains. I'm just going to catch him. There we go. What happened to Luca? Unknown. He hasn't been responding to messages. And then
I have returned.
You have returned. Welcome back, elves.
Yes.
I missed you. I really did miss you. It looks like Pumpkinhead is loading back into game, and he is currently 7 minutes in, hasn't been able to do anything, obviously. And so as per the Season of Snap rules, he has up to 5 minutes at the end that he will be able to keep building as a result of this. And I think that's a good rule.
He doesn't lose any more time.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't lose any more. Hopefully he doesn't pull a Kiki and lose 12 minutes.
Or do a Jedi and forget that it's 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 3.
Yeah, 2 hours and... Oh my goodness. That was absolutely legendary, though. And he built a lot, though. He really did build a lot in that amount of time. And I was super happy to see with what he got done. It was just excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Yes. I am very intrigued by this interchange of gyms.
Yeah, I know. That's why I keep staring at it, because it's like, it's so weird. Like, I do think he is going to take that into the mountains, and that's going to be how he gets onto that plateau. That's at least my thought process. We'll get in there in a little bit and ask him, obviously, because I'm so very curious about it. I really am.
Like, I think that is what he's doing. It looks to be that way from sort of the curves in the roads that he seems to be thinking about drawing.
Yeah, exactly. And
Or
folks,
building.
the multi-view, as a reminder, the map and the multi-view are both accurate and live now. So use those 2 commands, multi-view and map, in order to figure this out. What were you saying, elves? I'm sorry.
I was thinking, do you draw roads or build roads in this game?
Kind of both. Like, I kind of wish it was the SimCity style where, like, you lay out the road and then it builds where you drew it. That would be really cool.
I never actually got to play any of the SimCities. This is the first city builder game that I've ever really fallen in love with. So
Really?
yeah. I'm very new to this type of game, but I do very much love them.
Right, and it is. Oh, it's so good. And look at that. Maestro is doing a pretty good job here of trying to build a convincing looking interchange, and it looks like he's going to use this as his main way to get into town. And actually, now that I look at it, he's not as high up as I thought he was initially. I thought he was building more into the mountains than he currently is, so I'm no longer as worried about his train line. Though I am still a little bit worried because, again, it's a mountainous map, and relying on trains in this map is not going to be the best idea. But again, he knows what he's doing in theory, so we'll find out.
I mean, it's Maestro. He'll find a way to make it work.
Oh yeah, he always will. He's always saying they're correcting me.
He is.
The Bearded. Hello, how are you?
Maestro is one of the original founding members of the Jank Police, after all.
True, he was. He was Jank Police number. I think he was 3 or 4. So he's been there since the beginning.
He has.
We'll check out Jim here. It looks like Jim is. Maybe he's going to draw it along the coast a little bit because he just sat there and leveled out the coast a little bit. I'm sure he noticed that.
Yes, I did.
What's happening there. Waiting for next time 12 hours to build. No, city's in a slot. Griffin. Oh boy. Oh boy, what are we going to do with you, Griffin? What are we going to do with you?
Hello?
And then let's see, we're looking pretty good here. We've got, it looks like again, Jim sitting here building nice and along the cliffs here. That is looking pretty good, and I'm curious. Yeah, it looks like he's going to drag that all the way across and maybe build all the way around. What's up, John Odin? Jim is jamming as usual. Yes, he is. He is jamming as usual.
Hello, Kaz.
Oh, hello, Luca. Sorry, we're already hosting.
What?
All right, so anyways, we got... Yeah, I can't handle that right now, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, it looks like there's a bit of a miscommunication. So, we will be moving forward with the contestants we have. So, we've got, it looks like Pumpkinhead being right back. That'll be, again, this is really eating into his time, unfortunately. This might be a 2-horse race. This really might be a 2-horse race.
Unfortunately for Pumpkinhead and Luca, yeah. There comes a point where you can't really claw back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean... Yeah, that's pretty rough. That is pretty rough, but you know what? This is the way it goes. This is a professional event, folks. So, and again, it is a community event, but we're trying to keep it as consistent as possible. And there are rules set for a reason to make sure that we can all sit there and enjoy the event together in the most coherent way possible. And we do apologize for any inconveniences that this has caused to anyone. There we go, because again, a quick reminder that this is based in Chicago, US time. So it's based in the central time zone of the United States. That is what all times are given in, and anything that you've been given otherwise is unfortunately incorrect. There we go, Bearded with the snaps. And it looks like, yeah, Jim is using that to build up into the mountains. That is a really interesting interchange. I've never seen anything like that. Have you seen anything like that, Elves?
I don't think so. Which, I really like it. I want that interchange.
Yeah, I know, it's so pretty. Like, I've gotten to the point where I've started just building my own, but honestly, that's what I might download. I might download that and I might play it. Like, it looks really cool. It's so beautiful.
I expect to see it in your next city.
I'll find a way to make it work. I will find a way to make it work. Maybe if I use one of those new mountainous maps I've been sent lately.
Yeah, you could build on this map.
Yeah, exactly. I could build on this map. To be fair, I'm basically using this as my map and asset shopping lately.
I mean, if I could use this as a map and asset shopping list, I would, but my poor advanced toaster will not let me do that.
Right. And it does look like he has a road going all the way around. What is he trying to do?
I think he's like maybe like sort of circles within the layers of this not quite birthday cake of a city potentially.
Right. So we've got that all rolling through, and let's go ahead and check out Pumpkin, because we haven't checked out Pumpkin yet, obviously.
Yes.
But
I think
he is in, so let's go ahead and check him out, and it looks like... Oh dear, he's buffering. Oh no, he's back, there he is. Alright, we've got him, folks. He's checking out the map, he's trying to dive right in. He's just gonna shake it right off and go. This is what you gotta do in Season Snap, folks. This is what you've got to do.
Yep.
This does look pretty good, and he's getting a quick scope of the land, trying to see what's there, and if he knows what's good for him, he's just got to start building, because he's so short on time now that building just has to happen like that. Yeah. He does not have the time, unfortunately. Though it does look... Yeah, it looks like he is trying to get... Oh, and he's buffering again. We will check out someone else while he is not buffering. Oh, dear. That is not good. That is not good for him at all. His internet is not behaving. There we go. And Luca has started streaming. I do not know what to do with that. One moment while I suss that out in my brain. Really quick, Elves. So how about we dive into a couple of interviews? How do you feel about interviewing JJamJim? I'll go ahead and let you take lead on this if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Awesome. Let's do it. So let's go and just drag him in, and it is all yours.
Hello, Jim.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
The awesomest of elves.
Yes, that would be me.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are
Good.
you finding Cities in a Snap today?
Oh, it's so snappy. And what's great is I'm really excited that I have like 5 hours to do this. That's what everyone told me.
5 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah, not quite that long, Jim.
No?
No, you've only got 2. Unfortunately.
Oh.
Did
okay.
you talk to Jedi? Did he tell you
Yeah,
you had 5 hours?
he told me that I had about 5 hours. So I was
okay.
confused.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
Do you have a plan?
Oh yeah, I got a plan.
Today?
I got
You
plans.
got a plan?
Yes.
Do you always have a plan?
No, I don't. But I do have a plan today, and it came as inspiration when I was just in Florida and visiting grandparents in the southern part of Florida. And they have these cool, like the rich areas have these very cool, like personal canal roads that you can put your boat on. And so they're just tiny little waterways that are like private. And so they're linked all over, and they kind of come off of a road. And so like really big mansions and stuff live on these. So what we're going to do on this island is I'm going to be terraforming out little canals and putting tiny docks and little boats on them. And then it's going to wrap around this giant island. And there's going to be a little tiny city here where you can do some shopping and all those things. And then over the top here is going to have a national park where you can kind of walk through and enter. You can sort of cross the island on both sides. Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
So that's what we're going to try to do today. We're going to see if that works.
We did notice your interchange there. That we were wondering what you were doing with that, but that's...
yeah. So that's sort of that's the plan right now.
Yes, that's very, very interesting. Are you nervous?
Even so, this is my third time doing this competition.
You've forgotten how many times you've competed.
Third or fourth. I don't remember actually. And every time, even after doing it, you still kind of forget about like what time means and how much you actually have of it. So I think that's the biggest thing is just figuring out like really how much time you have to do the things and if you can finish them in those times, because we just don't play Skylines that way.
No.
That's not how we play this game. So I think that always just makes for a very interesting and fun way to kind of do the whole thing. So
do you think you have an advantage on Maestro and Pumpkinhead, given that you have competed before?
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely gives you a little bit of a gut, feeling in terms of how much time you have. But in reality, I always still like to challenge myself on things, and so do things that I've maybe never done before with these competitions. So that always throws a wrench in it, but that makes it fun because then I get to learn a lot about myself as a builder and different things like that. So I've never attempted this before, so I have no idea if it's gonna work. So that's part of the fun, right?
Yeah, it is, and I expect great things of you.
Awesome.
Jim.
Well, no pressure. Thanks, Elves.
No. No problem.
I expect greatness.
I mean, I love watching you build. You stream at awkward times for me,
right?
Because I am but a small European, so
All right, well, thanks, Jim, for the little tidbit and the sneak preview. We'll look forward to seeing you again here very soon.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime, my friend.
All right. We'll talk soon.
And next, we'll go ahead and do MaestroChan. Maestro,
Hello, Cass.
What is up, my friend? How are you doing? What are you thinking? What do you think of the map and such?
I love the map. It's awesome. I really enjoy this already. Yeah, I think it's a great map. I'm happy.
I'm glad that you enjoy it. So what's your plan here? What's your strategy? What are you going for?
I am going to build stuff and then we'll see where it gets me.
Well, that's a fair plan as is. So how do you feel about being in Season Snap for the first time? You've been a viewer of it several times now. So what do you think being in it for once? Being in the trenches?
It's a lot more stressful than I thought it would be, and I thought it would be quite stressful. So it's I just tried to do my thing, and if I do well, I'm really happy. But I wouldn't be disappointed if I didn't. This is a learning experience.
Oh, yeah, it's all a learning experience.
Yeah. It's the first time, so.
When I saw you messing with trains at the beginning, and this is a very mountainous map, going with trains, what was your logic behind that, just out of curiosity?
I want a train station, and that's it.
Hey, fair enough. I mean, it's going to be rough going with that interesting terrain work you've got, but you know what? I have confidence in you. I think if anyone can figure it out, you can.
You've seen my maps.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out.
You've seen the maps I've made, so I thought a challenging map could be in my advantage because I'm used to building on very difficult terrain, because that's the kind of maps I make.
Exactly. Well, I'm looking forward to what you do here. So do you have any thoughts going forward as to maybe things that you're going to try and do in the map that maybe, you know, you don't want to keep quite a state secret yet?
No, I'm just winging it. See what happens, as I always do. I'm going for a green theme, though, at least on some of the streets.
Hey, that's fair. Well, we will go ahead and let you get to that. We'll let you keep building, and we look forward to seeing how you participate going forward. We'll be catching up with you here in about 30-35 minutes for the halfway interviews.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
I get my paw.
There we go. All right, so elves, how do you think they sound? We won't jump quite into Luca and Pumpkin yet. We're going to let them actually see the map for a minute before we do that.
They sound. I mean, Maestro seems very chill, very zen about the whole process, which is what I expected of him.
Right.
And Jim seems to know exactly what he's doing and exactly what he wants, and he's challenging himself, which is always fun to see.
Oh, exactly. It's so fun to see in this kind of game, especially in this type of competition, because this is the competition where you can push yourself and you can develop your skills so very much, just right off the bat. And I think it's really important, too, to keep in mind that these builders have zero idea what the map is going to be going in, so they just have to sit there and adapt whatever strategies they have to it, and then they also have to sit there and figure out what strategies are going to work, because just because you have something cool in your toolkit that you're good at doing doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work on the map. Because you might be good at flat maps, then get a mountainous map. Or you might be great at building with the terrain and end up with a flat world. You never know with this. You absolutely never know. And I think that's part of the kind of the charm of the event, wouldn't you say, Elves?
Yeah, I would completely agree. Watching people adapt to what we give them is just wonderful. And it means that we get such different cities from all of them every time. And that just makes it so much more interesting and so much more fun.
Right, it really does. It really does. So let's check in on what Luca is doing here. And not Luca. There we go. That's Luca. There we go. Luca is off to the races. We'll give him another minute or so to kind of get adjusted before we ask him what he's doing. But given that he is starting a little late here, what do you think about what he's doing? Just
I
building
think
straight away. He didn't even look at the map.
I mean, it makes sense. He's clearly, you know, he knows he's lost a bit of time, so just working with what he has is probably the best option for him, and just jumping straight in will let him build more of a city by the end of it.
Right, because that's where we see a lot of people fall short. They sit there like, oh, I had this grand plan, but I didn't lay out anything. And that's always a rough time. Always a rough time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna be interesting to see what he comes up with.
Exactly, because again, he's doing it in just over an hour and a half instead of 2 hours, and we'll give him that 5-minute lenience that we have at the end. But really, in the rules, they only have the extra 5 minutes at the end, so they'll both have approximately an hour and 40 minutes to do their build entirely, top to bottom. So that'll be very interesting indeed. And let's go ahead, and had a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and pull Luca in.
There we go.
and
Put
will
some side
see
road in
what he's
place.
doing here. So Luca, how are you doing? my
Hello,
friend?
hello, cats. Your volume may be very low, but I'm just building.
Just building to build. So what do you think of the map, or have you even taken a look at it yet?
I've looked around, just the minimum I had to look around, you know. So
Hey, that's fair.
it's quite good. I like the hills.
Just go with the flow, man. Go with the flow. It's a beautiful map, provided to us by Kiki. Actually, it's a wonderful little
Yeah,
map.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's a wonderful little map. So, what do you think now, being in the thick of it? Because you've seen Cities in Snap from a distance. You haven't quite participated in it yet. What do you think of it so far, just being in the event?
I have tried to build many cities to prepare, so I think I'm quite prepared, and I think it's very fun, at least for now. Very stressful, but fun.
I think it's really fun though, and again, part of the thing that we see here, especially with first timers, everyone has such a huge improvement between their first and their second participation. It is absolutely nuts. I can't wait to see what you do in the future with this, because you've already been improving a lot just doing your speed builds, and I think whatever you do today, regardless whether you win, lose, or anything, it's going to be really interesting to see you come back in the future, because everyone improves, but you've been training for it, so you might see even more improvement, and that's something I'm kind of excited for. Els, what do you think about what Luca's doing here?
I'm really excited to see what you can do, Luca. I haven't had the chance to watch you do your practice, but the fact that you have practiced is admirable and like really cool. And you've practiced with the time limit, which means that you are going to be very prepared for this, which is fantastic. And I can't wait to see what you end up building by the end of it.
Awesome.
All right, thank you for the I don't know how to call it in English, but yeah, thank you for
the vote of confidence. I
There we
think
go.
might be
yeah.
good.
Vote of confidence will
Yeah.
also work. Well, thank you very much,
Surely.
Luca. I'm really looking forward to what you do, and we'll catch up with you here in about just over 30 minutes for the halfway interview.
Okay.
Best of luck, my friend.
So that can work.
There we go, and we have dropped Luca back. Now let's go ahead and grab the Pumpkinhead. So, Pumpkinhead, we've got you now. So what are we thinking? Oh, as you're buffering again a little bit. Ooh, that's not good. Loving Luca's stream text, maybe. Halfway interview, he'll be finished by then. Maybe. Well, we do have a Pumpkinhead in here. We're hoping that we'll be able to snipe an interview from him. We might not quite be able to, though, because it does look like he's still muted. We'll go ahead and grab him again here in a little bit, because he is still muted. Oh, nope. It looks like he got it. Oh, did we get a Pumpkinhead?
I did, yes.
We did, okay.
You did.
All right, so Pumpkin, what do you think of the map? You've had to restart it a couple times. That's not good.
No, so I'm having a bit of a first time I've ever had technical problems, but having a bit of technical problems.
Right. Well, what do you think of the map? You've seen it a couple times now.
Oh, I've seen it a couple of times. It's absolutely lovely. Do really like it.
Yeah, it's quite a lovely map,
really
provided by
nice map.
Kigi, obviously. So, what's your strategy here? What's your idea here for going forward?
Try not to get out of my screw up I've already made.
So just kind of make up for the time and make it count. That's an admirable strategy. You're just kind of plopping down some roads and going. So I know Elves, you haven't seen Pumpkinhead before, have you?
I haven't, no. Which makes the discovery even more exciting.
It gives you more people to watch, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I need all the people to watch now. With all of the free time everybody has.
Yes, exactly. So, Pumpkinhead, now that you're kind of on the back end of it, what do you think about being in Season Snap for the first time?
I really love it. I made a couple of mistakes. I haven't got my infinite money on. I haven't got all the buildings on either. And so that's not going to help me. But
You know what? We have confidence in you. I think it'll work out just great in the end.
Thank
Anyways,
you, mate. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and let you get building because you've definitely got some work to do, but we'll look forward to seeing what you do.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
Anytime, my friend. And with that, we're done with the first round of interviews. A little bit condensed there at the beginning, but you know what? I think we've got 4 different approaches to this. We definitely have 4 different approaches, and that's what's really, really exciting. And folks, again, we've got 4 people participating. We've got JJamJim, MaestroChan, Luca Fernie, and PumpkinHeadLive. All 4 of them are participating. And also, a quick and little announcement, we will be having a giveaway towards the end of the stream. Towards the end of the stream, we will have a giveaway for a DLC of your choice. Ooh, and Pumpkinhead is offline again. Oh my goodness, he is having some issues today. And this is why, folks, we are now implementing mandatory tech tests for the future.
A very useful thing to have.
Yes, it is indeed. But of course, Pumpkinhead, because he actually is standing in, because we were going to have someone else who ended up having a schedule change.
Yes.
So, honestly, I'm happy to have Pumpkin here.
I am as well. He seems like a great guy, and from what we've been able to see of his city, I have very much liked how he's been using the terrain and building with the mountainous map that Kigi has created for us.
Yeah, he has. Luca is doing a great job catching up, though.
Yeah.
Look, like, he hasn't stopped. His camera doesn't stop. His mouse doesn't stop. It keeps rotating and changing. Like, that is... Luca's just blasting it. That is incredible to see down there. Absolutely incredible. And thank you for the follows that are coming through, everyone. Thank you very much. Really means a lot. Everyone's support for the channel really does help us push forward. And then we've got... Looks like Jim building out those... Because he said he was going for some, like... higher, like, kind of higher wealth residential areas, wasn't he?
Yes, he did mention that he was inspired by Florida, I think.
Right.
He said with
Yeah,
the
I can kinda see
mansions at the end of like little waterways, and I can definitely see what he means from that with these long roads with the waterways separating them, and
that.
like
Look at that mansion he's placing too.
exactly everybody's going to have their own like 6 boats and 3 million cars, and you know, it's going to be very humid because that's what I've heard about Florida.
Right. That is going to look really nice. That's going to look really nice. I personally haven't been to Florida, but honestly, what I've seen, like, those look like Florida-type houses. I think he's doing a really good job of doing that, and I also think he's doing a good job of embracing the water and making it look like they really carved their way out to make this as high-value land as possible, which is kind of the antithesis of what you normally see, because normally you see people try and make this area look organic, but he's just going for very cut, rectangular things, and I think that's probably what he's intending to do. I'll be curious to see what he's going to do, and maybe if he tries to soften the edges a little bit, because right now it is awfully rectangular.
I mean, it definitely gives the appearance of being very man-made,
Exactly.
which might be what he's going for, because there's only so much that, you know, we can do to pretend that we have not influenced the landscape when we build cities in this way in real life. So it could be that it ends up looking more realistic because of how man-made it appears.
Right, and I'm going to just go ahead and hide that really quick. There we go. Boop. There we go. I have hidden PumpkinHeadLive temporarily just so we can focus on the people who are currently live, folks. And then we will keep track of it, and we will re-add Pumpkin if he gets live, just so that there are fewer questions about it. And sorry if that is causing any confusion to anyone. It is not intentional. And then over there, it does look, again, Luca is just blasting through. Look at that.
He is taking the speed build part of this to heart.
And you know what? That's good. We want that.
Yes, it's magnificent. It's truly magnificent how fast he is sort of catching up with people. Is that the observatory he's placed?
Yeah, he's placed the observatory, and then he put the oppression offices. I love the name of that, but the oppression office is just a nice government-looking building, and maybe he's trying to build like a faux university or research center up there. That's kind of what I would see that as. Like, personally, if I were him, I would make that part of a campus, and then make that like a little satellite of the campus. But that's just me personally, because I love the campus DLC. But then again, I'm a little bit biased with that.
You are very much an academic at heart, Kaz.
It's true. It's true, both literally and figuratively. And then Luca looks like he's got the light rail running alongside, and that's actually really interesting. You don't see a lot of people messing with trams in this competition. In fact, is this the first large tram network that we've seen?
I think so, yes. Which
because I think Jedi implemented it after Season Snap to his city, but I don't think anyone's actually integrated it within the confines of Season Snap. So this might be a first. I'm pretty happy
we
about
do
that.
have we have trams, we have trains.
Exactly.
Part of me is expecting Maestro to include cable cars.
Oh, I can definitely see him doing that because he does love his cable cars.
You know, so it's the mass transit options are all coming out today. All of these different public transport.
Right. And they are coming out.
No.
And actually, an idea that we've had for the future potentially is actually focus one of these around the idea of public transit and just sit there and focus on how interesting can you make your public transit network and just have like a baseline requirement of so high of usage. And it's actually a cool idea that someone pitched, and we might end up doing that at some point. Folks, if you like that idea or you have other ideas, be sure to visit the Discord and go to the suggestions and feedback area of it, and then leave us any feedback that you have regarding it, because we've got a lot of cool ideas, and we want to make sure that everyone's ideas can be heard. And I have restarted
Maestro
these,
zoning
folks.
all these houses and offices and shops and things. Just lots and lots of zoning happening over here, which
This
is
might be the most zoning early game that we have seen
Yes,
in Season Snap. Like, that is nuts.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, there's so much of it. The death waves.
And it's enough to kill the whole city.
It might be. Oh my goodness. That's going to be a lot of death waves. A lot of death waves.
They need to call the friendly local necromancer. But yeah, like I think that is the most zoning we've ever seen this early, which
That's interesting, because honestly, if you do that early, you can come back and you can start detailing things. You can start saying, hey, I'm going to detail this, I'm going to make a cool little shopping area, things like that. So this might be the new meta, folks. Maestro might be creating the new meta for this game. Who knows? Who knew that there was going to be a meta for this? Oh my goodness, we're only a month in, we've already got a meta developing.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he did say he was winging it, so potentially winging it is the new meta. Showing up with no plan and improvising.
I think that's actually a good idea, because honestly, you can't plan on the maps. Because you can sit there and say, oh, I'm going to rely on trains, but then if you end up with a network with a map like this, you can't have a huge overextending train network. So that's going to be really interesting to see play out.
Yeah.
And Jim back on the intersection. My favorite thing about this competition so far, he's placed it twice.
You sound so excited. It's amazing.
It's an amazing intersection. I mean, look at this. It's so pretty.
It has trees, and that's all that matters to me. Because we all know I do like trees.
Can we get some tree hype in chat for our co-host Awesome Else here? Get the tree hype rolling. Get those trees flooding in. Gotta love those trees. Yeah, there we go. We got the first in there. Let's see all those beautiful trees. But yeah, we've got a lot of... It looks like he's trying to really lean into this intersection. I'm curious why that is. And I'm also curious if that's an actual workshop asset or one that he has created himself.
I mean, if he's created it himself, congratulations to him, because it looks fantastic.
It looks like it has a lot of good utility use. That's the other thing that really, really has me happy. Because again, I haven't seen anything like that even in real life. It's such a unique looking intersection. It's so flowy. There we go. We've got the tree hype flowing in chat. Keep the trees flowing, folks. Keep the trees flowing.
Excellent amount of trees.
Yes, an excellent amount of trees indeed.
Almost enough for a full forest.
Yes, almost enough. Not quite, but almost.
Almost. We're almost there.
We're getting there. We're getting there. And then it looks like, hang on, I need to actually adjust Maestro's name over there. There we go. It was flowing off a little bit. There we go. We fixed it, folks. We're professionals, and you know what? Pumpkinhead is live again. That's good. Pumpkinhead is live again. I will go ahead and show Pumpkinhead's screen again. And that is not good. Pumpkinhead has crashed so many times. Poor Pumpkinhead, honestly. Like,
Poor man.
really just... Oh, that is awful. That is really awful. And so what we are going to be doing for the future, folks, to avoid this kind of issue is we do actually require mandatory text tests with everyone else passed. But Pumpkinhead jumped in at the last second because we had someone with a schedule change, and we're actually no longer going to allow schedule changes within 48 hours notice. And that's how we're going to address it for the future, just so that we don't run into this kind of issue. For those that are curious, because I am receiving some messages on the back end about that. And also, a brief reminder, we will be having a giveaway for a DLC of your choice, viewers. Whoever wins the giveaway gets the prize, and we'll be opening that up once we get through the halfway interviews, and that'll run for the rest of the event, and it'll be great, and I can't wait for someone to win that and go out and play the DLC of their dreams. He's crashed more than Richard Hammond. Oh, that's sad.
Want to look like $1 million for just
And
a
he
couple
was nice
bucks?
enough to jump in.
Head to
Pumpkinhead, he just
Yes.
jumped right in. And that's the other thing, folks. Because Pumpkinhead didn't have to do this. Like, we were sitting there a day ago. We didn't have a fourth person. Because we had someone back out. But we got our fourth human. Because he is a lovely human. And
Yes.
Jim!
I think Pumpkinhead deserves like all of the meteors and trees and snaps and everything for jumping in at the last second.
Exactly. Well, especially in something like Season of Snap, which is such a unique event. Because, I mean, it's this, like Jim mentioned, and like several other people have mentioned, this isn't how this game was designed to be played. Flat out, this is not how it was supposed to be played, but we are playing it this way, and it's so much fun this way. You almost have to imagine why, you know, Paradox hasn't done this yet, because it really is fun, and it pushes you as builders, and I can't wait to see what people keep doing as, what is he doing with that little area? You know what, I think I figured it out. I think just next to that intersection, that's going to be a shopping area for this neighborhood.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that would make sense.
I was sitting there just trying to figure out, I'm like, why is he carving so far in? It's going to be a shopping center. I can see it in my head. If I'm wrong, then I will give Elves something. I don't know. I'll give her 10 college dollars or something.
Even though CAS dollars do not count as a valid currency outside of your channel.
They aren't even valid currency inside my channel. Let's be
No, they're
honest.
not. We have the CAS gems for that.
Yeah, exactly. So CAS dollars are
And
quite
I-
literally useless.
And I already have plenty of the CAS gems.
Right.
I'm sitting on, I think, 180,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Which just tells me that I spend an awful lot of time watching you play cities.
Or derping, as it were. And Maestro,
Yeah.
again, look at all that development he has. Oh my
That
goodness.
is so much development so soon.
Like, for this event, he is, like, he's already killing it. He really is
He
already killing
is.
it.
He is.
Like, how does he have this much in this early? That is just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I think Maestro and Luca have taken the speed running part of this event and run with it.
Yeah, exactly. Really
I
run with
tried
it.
to find another verb there than run, but there was no other phrase.
Build with it?
Yeah, they've decided to build with the speedrunning part of this and just do as much as they can as quickly as they can, which
Exactly.
is fantastic.
Right, and I'm trying to figure out, now what's Luca working on up here? Is he working on maybe an all-pedestrian residential area, it looks like?
Oh,
Because he's got...
that.
That could be interesting. That could be very interesting, particularly if he can really limit the vehicles over there to, I would say, just the fire station. Like, even the
Yeah.
medical stuff, theoretically, they won't want to use that as much, but it makes them happier. If he can keep it towards just the police cars and fire department going through there, then he'd be in excellent shape, and that would be a beautiful pedestrian-only area. Focusing around the trams, I can guarantee that's what he's doing.
It does look.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then it looks like as we progress here, I think what we're gonna see is, I'm willing to bet that as he develops that, we're going to see Jim working on his extra little thing down here with his shopping center. And I'm very curious if he's going to extend past that or if he's just going to make a small, posh community. Because that really might be what he goes for.
Can I interrupt a second, please, guys?
Can it wait?
Just want to say, I can't load the game. PC's just literally giving me up.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Pumpkin, but we'll look forward to getting
no,
you
I'm
in some
sorry,
other
mate.
time.
I'm sorry.
No, you're perfectly all right. You are perfectly all right. Have a beautiful day, my friend.
All right, cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Pumpkin.
It's okay. So it looks like Pumpkinhead has unfortunately had to drop out due to tech issues, so we will go ahead and remove that. There we go. So sorry to see that, but we are pushing forward, and we've still got 3 contestants in the game. Wow, it's like a process of elimination all of a sudden. I mean, can you... Like, I didn't think we'd do it by elimination at this point, but at this point we might.
Sudden death?
Yeah, sudden
Which-
death. Oh my goodness, could you imagine? Like, sudden death city skylines. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, a sudden death city skylines. That would be. How would that even work? I mean, I know I have in the past suggested the sudden death of Super Smash Bros. For tiebreakers, but for cities itself, is it who can avoid the most death waves? Who can have the most death waves?
All the death waves. All the death waves. And Shadow, I did receive your message, and I have no idea why that is. I will investigate, but I have manually adjusted. Let me know how it sounds. And Comrade is exactly right. And Oagoa with the trees. Can we get more tree hype? Because we've also got Maestro with a lot of trees. Luca's the only one not working with a lot of trees at this point.
He was placing like some trees earlier. Like he was looking at adding trees to his pedestrian area place thing. Words fail me regularly. I apologize.
No, you're fine. But yeah, he was placing them earlier. But in this new residential area, that's what I'm talking about. He doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
It's very barren. Now, granted, he's just laying the skeleton right now. And now this is curious. So he's got them kind of winding under each other. That is an interesting design. And honestly, I really like that. More people need to think about creating a 3-layered city like that, like multi-layers.
It does add so many different levels to the city and just creates more of a visual impact, I think, when you look at it, with the different levels of the road and the different type of road as well.
Right. And then the way Maestro is zoning stuff, he's going to have huge death waves. All right, yeah, exactly, Dragonheart. That's exactly what we're mentioning here. Because, honestly, the way he is zoning is incredibly, incredibly risky, in my opinion.
I would agree. You know, death waves are bad.
Yeah, death waves bad. You don't want those. But, again, Maestro is also paused, though, a lot right now. So you have to keep that in mind. So maybe he's not going to unpause it until it gets really close to the end. Then he's just going to boom it on up.
And then everybody will move in, and he will have a hugely popular city while the judging happens.
And Gratham actually brings up a good point. He could have something that goes through death waves. So that's something else that we do have to keep in mind. He could also have that.
Yeah.
That's actually an interesting point. I am curious now if he actually has something for that.
I mean, if he does, I think he needs to tell you what it is, because I did a death wave not kill one of your cities recently?
Wow, that was harsh, Els. That was really harsh.
I'm just thinking for the future, Kaz, for the future.
I see how it is. Well, we're going to go ahead and check on Jim while I'm sitting here getting roasted. And it looks like Jim he is turning it into a little bit of a centralized area. And it looks like, oh, what is that? He's placing it, looks like just kind of tourism-y stuff. So maybe it's not an actual shopping center. Maybe it is really just going to be like the central, like, tourist area for the area. And then you go on over. Oh, you know what it might be? Maybe he's trying to design this, like, kind of timeshare stuff, where, like, you timeshare one of those houses, and then you can use this as, like, your tourist destination. Maybe that's what he's doing.
Oh. I had never even considered that. I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
It's entirely possible.
Maybe. It is.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that is what he's doing, because check it out. He's got all the tourist stuff here, no shops, so that'll be interesting. Now, I'm really curious, because most areas like that tend to have, like, some sort of support town. So, like, a small town nearby where, like, all the workers will live and where the actual shopping will be, things like that. And I'll be very curious to know if that's what happens here. Obviously, we could see it not happen, but, you know, anything could happen.
Maybe, yeah. It's gonna be interesting for his traffic, unless he bans cars and only has public transport in that area. If given how many tourist attractions he has.
Exactly. And Anzaro, we do actually have restricted and allowed and sometimes required things going week to week. We do have a set of restrictions that are available if you use citizensnap.com/rules. If you go to that, you can see the entire rule book for this event. That's right, it's basically becoming a book now. It started with 1 pages, and the version that I'm publishing tomorrow now has 7 pages. It's getting nuts.
You'll be into the double figures with those pages.
I know, right? Well, it's because we don't think of a lot of things. Because, like, when week 1, someone noticed, they were like, so... Actually, it was week 2. Someone was like, so you could totally use Move It to import an entire city.
Yeah.
You can. And so it was like, well, we need something against that. And so no Move It imports are allowed in this competition, ever. Because, honestly, there's no way to make it unilateral unless you just say no across the board. And that really is the best way to do it.
I agree. No Move It imports. As somebody who is not very good at using Move It, I didn't even know that was a thing you could do.
Right. That is looking, and that is one way to do it. And actually, hang on, what is Jim gonna do with these cul-de-sacs? Because he's only got big houses over here, and I'm curious. Oh, fishing pier. He's taking something out of Taradra's book for this competition. I'm just going to call that the Taradra play, because it really is at this point. Because anytime I see that, I'm just going to think of Taradra's city.
I mean, it's bad artists borrow, good artists steal, or something, or imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
There's a lot of things like that.
Yeah,
it was Igor
there's a quote
Stravinsky, a composer, who said, "Good composers borrow, great composers steal." And a lot of people use that for various forms of art now.
There we go. There we go.
Yep, it's a great quote.
I was in the right ballpark.
You were in the right ballpark, and honestly much closer than a lot of other people will be with that, because it's kind of one of those obscure quotes that a lot of people have adapted, and so it's interesting to see it evolve over time and how a lot of other areas have started using that quote. Think you should do a full vanilla one with maybe just move it or not. We actually have a vanilla and a snap next week, Dragonheart. So next week will be a vanilla and a season and snap. No mods, or basically no workshop. You can use anything that is base game, but no workshop. And that means that we're even choosing a vanilla map. So that'll be really interesting, actually. It'll be very, very interesting to see a completely vanilla run of Season Snap. Not even mostly vanilla, just no workshop. If we see a single workshop thing, you are disqualified next week. That'll be really, really interesting.
That will be interesting.
I know, as Too Legit just said, vanilla map too. Too Legit's probably like, what? You hope it's the map you're using now? Well, Gratham, maybe it is, maybe it's not. The Maestro gets a longer break. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. You play on all vanilla maps, well, there you go. I think most of us have played on at least a handful of them. Wait, I saw Luca using Move It import to build parking lot spots. No, Sam, that part is fine. That is actually the copy-paste function. We're talking about, like, actually building something somewhere else and importing. So, like, taking a road layout and then importing the road layout. Something like that.
Because then the entire point of building a road layout in 2 hours...
Exactly.
Not. It is not. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Vanilla map for the ultimate vanilla game. Exactly. It's going to be great. And then it looks like Luca's doing a really good job with these walkways. He is really embracing pedestrianism here. And again, that's interesting considering it's a mountain map. But now I'm actually taken back to... So I took my honeymoon in Park City, Utah. It's a very mountainous area, but it's very pedestrian friendly. So like the second you get downtown, it's centered around pedestrians. They got a tram that takes you up and down downtown, because the whole downtown is basically one giant mountainside. And that's kind of what I am being reminded of here. We're up in the mountains, but it's heavy pedestrianism. And ooh, right there, he's definitely gonna have some pedestrians kind of crossing that tram line, but we're not really going for realism, are we? I don't know. Would you count that against the elves?
I mean, the city I live in at the moment has trams, and we can just cross the tram lines whenever we, as long as, you know, even if there's a tram coming. So.
Right.
I
well,
mean,
hopefully you sit there and cross it wisely, but.
I mean, I don't leave the house unless I have to, so I never cross the tram lines. But when I do have to, I'm very, very careful. Because
Right.
trams are big and scary.
They are big and scary. I've actually seen some people sit there and get hit by trams because they sit there and try and merge in front of them, not realizing that trams cannot slow down for you. And that is, it's always horrifying to see those. And then doesn't leave the house unless she has to. She's my spirit animal. Twisted Ninja, you are also my spirit animal then.
I think everybody here is each other's spirit animal if we are all of the let's not leave the house. Because the internet is more interesting variety.
Oh, Spider, are you talking about the like weird pseudo metro thing that St. Louis has now? Because I am familiar with that. I've ridden it. It's like kind of a metro, but it's kind of not, because it only has like 5 stops. And then we've got, it looks like Jim is building out that cul-de-sac area. That was a good move, because I think it would have looked a little weird to have it come to a point. And he's really spread out that peninsula. That's, is he maybe gonna have back roads on that peninsula, I wonder? That would be very interesting.
It would be.
Yeah, that could be interesting. I'll be very curious to see if that happens. And he's just placing.
And
wow, this is where you can
crematoriums.
vacation, and there's just crematoriums everywhere. That's depressing, Jim. That's really depressing. Thank you for depressing me.
Maybe it's like a retirement village or something?
Maybe
Like-
it's like the retirement village, but either way, that's just depressing. Just have
I
your
mean,
local
is it-
crematoriums. It's fine.
I mean, death care is important. You can't how else are you going to deal with your death waves?
Exactly. And folks, we got about an hour and 7 minutes left in Cities in a Snap. An hour, yep, hour and 7 minutes exactly. We're nearing that 1 hour mark. And once we hit the 1 hour mark, we will be entering the halfway interviews. And a brief reminder about who we are seeing today. Today, we have, well, we had 3, then we had 4, then we had 3 again. But right now we have 3 contestants. And the first contestant is previous contender JJamJim. JJamJim currently streams mostly City Skylines and RimWorld, while dabbling in various adventure simulation strategy games that pique his interest. He's currently playing through Stardew Valley a couple days a week. He streams on Tuesday through Fridays, and oftentimes Saturdays, where he plays marbles on stream with his community. Having played City Skylines for almost 5 years now, Jim likes to continue to challenge himself in his builds and push his knowledge of the game even further. Today's second contestant is MaestroChan. Maestro is from the frozen north and streams City Skylines around 8 p.m. GMT 3 to 4 days a week. He tries to build mostly fairly realistic looking cities of varying styles, but they tend to blend together and has formed a new, quite unique style. Mini Maestro sends his regards. Today's third contestant is Luca. Luca is an English-speaking Sicilian streamer who enjoys the network detailing part of the game. They stream often, but without a schedule, mainly playing currently Transport Fever 2 and Satisfactory. He likes to say that in the detailing spectrum for City Skylines, he leans more heavily towards detailing than not. His inspiration comes from the YouTuber Sam Burr. And then we did have a final contestant of PumpkinHeadLive, but PumpkinHeadLive had unfortunate technical issues. And then we do have a giveaway today that will be starting here as soon as we are out of the halfway interviews, and that will be a DLC of the winner's choice. And it was provided by the community of Cities in Snap. Thank you so much for being here, folks. It really means a lot. And then a reminder that website hosting for citiesinSnap.com is generously provided by DeVC Labs. Inquire about a website by DeVC Labs by using the panel below. And then please remember that this is first and foremost a community event. It takes time and effort to make events like this come together, and I would like to take a brief moment to thank those who have contributed to Cities in Snap, both on the day of the event and throughout the week. And please join me in thanking our moderators for making this event run smoothly on the back end. Also, if you enjoy the event, consider subscribing to the Cities in Snap channel. All subscriptions, bits, tips, and other contributions made to this channel are used to help make the event better and keep it running in the future. And we are about ready. Do you think we want to maybe tackle some halfway interviews, Els, or do you maybe just want to wait a minute, let them go a little further?
I think give them a little bit more time, and then we can surprise them and scare them in a few minutes.
We get to scare them. My favorite part of it, the halfway interview scare, and we'll probably we'll do it inverse.
Extremely amusing.
It is. We'll do it inverse. We'll start with Luca and then get into Maestro and then finish off with Jim. Just to kind of flip it around, turn it on its head, as it were.
Yep, so they don't know what to expect.
Exactly.
We can't have them being able to predict us.
Exactly. We just want to jump in and scare them. We want to make sure they know we're boss. No, just kidding. And then, thanks to all the mods, I know when I take part in this, I will want my mods with me. Yes, the mods do a wonderful, wonderful job here. Our moderators are wonderful. And then it does look, again, Maestro has really developed the map over here. Check that out.
That's amazing.
It's flooded. Yeah, he's flooded a good chunk of the map. So our map maker is in chat too, Kiggy. That's interesting. That's very interesting. In fact, let's go ahead and pull Kiggy in for an interview. Let's see what he thinks about how people are treating his map. I'm very, very curious about this. So let's go ahead and ask. So, Kiggy, do we have you in here now?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here.
One second, let me turn you down. So, we've got you in here. So, how do you think people are treating your map here? What do you think of these different styles? I mean, Maestro's flooded it.
I'm loving what I'm seeing here. Obviously, yeah, he has flooded it, hasn't he? But look how much he's got down already. The amount of building he's done is unbelievable, and Luca has really sort of stepped up a gear to catch up.
Yes, he has.
Well, JJamJim going in with the terraforming straight away. They're all using very unique and different areas, which is what I was hoping for.
Right,
I'm very pleased.
Right, and I do like that a lot. And one thing I am shocked about is everyone, well, not everyone, but 2 of the people are really focusing on water, which is it's not a main feature of this map. Did you expect that at all?
No, that's one thing I didn't. Obviously, it was very difficult to get the shipping lane in there, but I did manage to. But,
Right.
yeah, it's very hard to see focusing more on the water side of things when it's a very mountainous area. Obviously, it's based on the actual mountain ranges of around Mount St. Helens and Portland and so on.
Right. And so, out of curiosity, again, knowing the map, knowing the builders, who do you think is maybe pulling ahead of the curve right here? Like, who do you think is just, if you had to call it right now, who do you think is winning it?
That's a difficult call. I think Maestro probably is get a little bit more ahead with regards to general build. In
Right.
fairness, they've got a lot of stuff down, and I'm still quite surprised and shocked at that. I like that intersection. I noticed you mentioned that as well, which JJamJim has placed down. That is very nice and unique.
It's a beautiful
I've never
interchange.
seen that.
It is. It is
I'm
like
gonna be
my
going-
favorite interchange of all interchanges.
Yeah, I'm going to be going and asking him if I can steal that because I love that.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful interchange. Absolutely beautiful. So as we head into the back half, is there anything that you're expecting to see done? Because we've got a lot more zoning from Maestro than we've had from anyone at this point of the game. And Jim he's building a very interesting idea. We haven't seen anyone go quite that focused of a build here on Season Snap yet.
Yeah, be interesting to see how Jim finishes this off, because obviously he is taking time with the terraforming and so on and so forth. So whether he can flush that out.
Well, maybe Small can win. Maybe Small can really win.
Indeed, you never know with this competition. And seeing what Luca's doing, I watched his practice runs, and he can build very good-looking decorative areas in a very short space of time. So he could pull something completely out of the bag, which were unexpected.
Exactly.
And I know he's using cable cars, which is a first as well. I didn't know whether Maestro's used them, but Luca
I know
was-
Maestro's use them a lot.
Yeah.
Cable
I haven't
cars,
spotted them yet.
yay!
Oh, I know. The cable car hype is real, and I guarantee there are people that are going to be harassing on Monday saying, everyone else used cable cars. I just know it's
Probably.
coming. And Papa Norris, thank you for ordering those Season Snap t-shirts. I hope you enjoy those.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, we got some Season Snap merch now, folks. That's right. You can check that out if you follow the merch link that has been provided several times in chat. And again, everything goes towards helping the event go forward. And thank you very much, Kiki, for coming in and giving us your insightful commentary as ever. And we will be, we might check back in with you later, see how you think people are treating your map. But for the meantime, we're actually going to go ahead and check out, we'll start out by talking with Luca. Do you still agree with that plan, Els?
Yes,
Start with Luca?
I do. I
All
do
right.
agree with that plan.
I will let you go ahead and take it.
Okay. Thank you for the follow,
Luca.
Terran. Cats, hello.
It's actually elves.
Kat
how,
died?
How we? Kaz is just
Nope, I'm
leaving
just
me
letting
in
her take
charge.
this one. She's in charge of this interview.
Well, I don't know
Okay.
why I'm in charge, but I am. So how are you doing, Luca? How's
I
it
think
going?
I mostly recovered. Not completely, definitely not completely, but getting there.
You've managed to do quite a lot in the short space of time. Like we're really impressed. How are you feeling
Yeah.
about the last half of the competition?
Yeah, well, I can do. So yeah, I have been. Well, sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm just
How are
very
you feeling
concentrated.
about How are you feeling about the last half of the competition? We know you're busy concentrating, so repeating is not
Yeah.
a problem. Do not worry.
So, I think I'm going to be able to do quite a bit. Don't know how much, but I hope I can do enough.
And do you have? What do you think of the competition so far? Have you been enjoying?
Definitely,
everything?
yeah. I think the extra stress is actually making it more fun.
Okay. Are you nervous at all?
What?
Are you nervous?
Quite a bit, yeah.
You got this, Luca. You can do this. Like we believe in you.
We'll see.
But you've done so much already. Kiki mentioned cable cars.
Oh yeah, well, we have cable cars as a sort of rapid transport. The tram is more local. The city is not
Okay.
gonna have cars in it. So apart from the industrial area and the commercial area, we do need cars to function. Everything
Okay,
else
so-
is just gonna be connected by public transport.
Okay, so no cars at all. That's.
Yeah, after this point, no cars.
I think that might be a first for Cities in a Snap.
I think it is. I like that. Congratulations on a very unique approach, Luca.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love it. Lack of cars, public transport, yay.
It's basically a utopia.
Yes,
I can agree with that.
Luca
And
is
then-
building utopia.
Also, a brief
I mean,
reminder,
not for
Luca,
Americans, but,
you will have 5 minutes at the end that you can build extra past everyone else, but that's all you'll get, unfortunately, to make up for the time detriment that you were in. That's just a
Okay.
reminder that you do have that, as per the rules.
Okay.
Awesome. So we will be chatting with you later. Good luck in the back half, my friend.
See you later.
All right. So next, let's go ahead and pull in the Maestro himself. Maestro, how are you
Hello,
doing?
Kaz. I am doing zoning.
You are doing a lot of zoning. Oh my goodness. All the zoning. We were actually talking, both in chat and between me and Elves, that this is the most zoning we've seen at this point in the competition. Like, you are killing it as far as that goes. Is there a reason why you're choosing to do that? Especially because you tend to go towards beautification and detailing more. What made you decide to go this route?
I decided that I wanted to build this area, and I didn't realize how large that area was. So that's also, we have some... Nah, that's fine. You can deal with those. Yeah, so that's pretty much the only reason, I guess. I wanted to build this area, and it ended up being a lot bigger than I thought it would.
That's fair, that's fair. So, given your first half how it's gone and going into the back half, how are you feeling about the back half? Do you think it's going to go your favor, or...?
I'm hoping to be able to do a little bit of detailing.
Right, because again, like, I'm shocked that we haven't seen you do any detailing really thus far. I think I've seen you place, like, a handful of trees, and it was more just in a brush format. So I'm really shocked at that point. But, again, you've got a whole nother half. Well, not quite a whole nother half. You've got about 54 minutes to do that kind of stuff. And you know what? I have faith, because honestly, you excel at that. So I'm expecting you to just blast right through it and just blow all of our minds. So do you have any other thoughts about how the competition feels for you thus far?
Well, I heard rumors of someone not being able to participate, and I'm very sad about that.
Yes, but the person not being able to participate has changed. So it was one person, now it's another. We will let you go ahead and get back to it, though, because it is about time for you to kind of focus in for that back half, and we will go ahead and stop bugging you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, anytime. We'll see you soon, Maestro.
Cheerios.
I swear I dragged him. There we go. All right, and then I guess we'll take Jim together. Think we can take on Jim if we tackle him together?
Yeah, he's a cuddly guy. We can definitely take him.
All right, we'll see what we can do. So, Jim, the Green Man
Hello,
himself.
Jim.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, you're the Green Man. What's up, Green Man?
How are you?
Doing pretty well. We're really curious about your build because you're doing something quite, I mean, several people are doing this, but on a map that water wasn't a feature, water's being really focused on by a couple of the builders. So, out of curiosity, how are you feeling about that?
Well, I sort of had this idea beforehand to use water, and so yeah, so I just rolling with it within this one, even though it's, you know, the mountain aspect. So this is going to get used eventually. I need to get to that, but we'll see. We'll see how far.
In the 5-hour speed build that you have.
In the
Jim.
5-hour speed build, I will get to it.
We're gonna have to talk to that Jedi character about giving you times on this.
I know. I can't trust him at all.
I know, right?
On any information, because he just kind of lied to me.
I know.
And so now I feel lost. So
well, we'll go ahead and we'll just say that you'll have to have a conversation with him later. And Els and I were talking. We love, and Kiki as well, we love that intersection you've been using. That
Oh, isn't
one
that
with
cool?
two
Yeah.
roundabouts. Yeah, like was that a workshop or was that a you creation?
No, that is a workshop
That's
creation.
wow, that's nuts. I might have to ask you for that later because man, that is a good looking interchange.
Yeah, it is really nice. I like it a lot.
I think even if it were a gym creation, everybody would be asking for it anyway. So
Exactly. Like we all
Yeah.
want it regardless. It's just a matter of how
Yeah.
easy is it.
It's yeah, I kind of stumbled upon it and just picked it up. So
Exactly. And Jedi has stated no comment officially in the Season Snap channel, so
I know, dude. Listen, I know. I mean,
I know.
probably should be banned from all future builds for this.
you know, I tried that, but then all this I typed /ban Imperial Jedi, but then it actually spit back at me and said cannot be banned, and I've never run into that before. It's very mysterious.
Interesting.
I think he's paid some people off on the back end. We'll have to investigate.
I believe it. I believe it. He's a sneak.
He is. He
I mean,
is.
it might just be his Jedi mind tricks affecting Twitch.
Ah, that might be what it is. That really might be
Yes.
what it is.
Right. Yeah.
So Jim,
Yeah.
any plans for the back half?
You know, man, I'm just this I knew going into this that it was going to be more of a detailed build than I've attempted in this competition, and half of me is thinking that was a terrible idea, and the other half of me is like, YOLO, let's just keep going.
Let's just
keep
do
doing
it,
this.
right?
Yeah, we're just doing it. So, you know, as far as how I feel, hard to say. It's just hard to say. But I don't know. I think once we kind of back half, it's a lot of decorating. It's a lot of decorating, and I was gonna hope to get in some sort of a nature walk through like the hills up here,
Ooh, that's a lovely idea.
to sort of cross the island. And so I'm hoping to get that in as well. It's just honestly working with water in this game is so finicky. And then I realized that I was working with water on such the tedious level that I am. And yeah. So you know, I've made my bed though, so I'm gonna lay in it and we're gonna see what happens.
Awesome.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
And wrestle with the water physics.
Oh God, it's like the physics. It's the heights. It's like working with heights and getting things to feel realistic, and how assets sort of react with water is always kind of been tricky. And so it's a very tedious thing, and maybe not the best thing to do in a 2-hour build off. But
Are you,
Right.
worried you've bitten off you can chew here, Jim?
yeah, but I always kind of worry about that. So
You always bite off more than you
Um,
can chew. Sometimes it works in your favor, though. And you know what? That
Yeah.
is what works. Like the birthday cake. The birthday cake has turned out excellent, right?
yeah, the birthday cake worked totally. That wasn't in a 2-hour build off though.
Right,
be
right.
fair.
Oh,
To
that
be
that
fair.
is true. That is true.
Yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna keep pushing forward.
Awesome. Well, you've got about 49 minutes left, so we will go ahead and leave you be.
All
And
right.
yeah, well, good luck in the back half, and we'll look forward to chatting with you at the end. Good luck, my
All
friend.
right. Thank you guys.
Green
See you,
Man
Jim.
away.
All right.
All right. So, what do you think, elves? I think everyone seems really confident with what they've done, and oh my goodness, Maestro zoned even more since we were zoomed in on Jim. He has so much zoned. No one has had
He
that much
has.
zoned in Season Snap
I-
before. Oh my goodness.
It's breathtaking. I am speechless. This does not happen often.
Exactly.
Words failing me does, but being left speechless by the amount of zoning is uncommon. But yeah, I also love how he has built it out onto the sort of the fingers of the map as well.
Exactly. He's like accentuated it a little bit, and he's really trying to embrace it. It looks like I think he may have raised the water level slightly. Slightly.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. Because it's not something you'd see most people do for this, but it does look like the water levels, it looks like the shape is a little bit different than what it was whenever it
Yes.
started, but I could be crazy on that. It definitely could be crazy.
It
then-
reminds me a little bit of like a fjord, sort of knowing that Maestro is from the frozen north.
Right. I was kind of
inspiration
thinking
from-
that. He's trying to make a little Scandinavia. Why not?
I mean, I draw inspiration from what you see around you. You know.
Exactly. And we all do that. And I'll say I think that's the best way to build a successful thing for Season Snap. But right now, I've actually got a surprise interview for us, elves. Are you ready?
Oh.
Yeah, I've actually chatted with. I messaged Imperial Jedi to see if he wanted to come in for a surprise interview, and we'll see if he's around. Jedi, are you here?
I am indeed. Hello.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
There we go.
What's going on?
How are you doing, Jedi?
Oh, no complaints. Actually, I'm just finishing editing the YouTube video.
Oh, good. Oh, you're actually working on a YouTube video. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you're working on a YouTube video. Can we expect that in the next 3 months?
Yeah, probably. That next 3 hours, what do you mean?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, sweet. You know what? Yeah, 3 hours exactly. The meme lives on.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard that you may have given Jim a bad time telling him he has 5 hours for the contest. What's that about?
No. It's 6 hours. I don't know why he's saying 5.
Oh, okay, 6 hours. Well, that's much more acceptable. So, you've seen the contest a little bit today. So, what do you think of everyone's builds?
Yeah, I tuned in late. So, what's the story with there being only 3 people? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, we had a 4th person, and then we had someone jump in heroically at the last minute to fill the 4th spot, and then they had technological issues about 15 minutes in.
Of course.
So,
Corona
yeah,
making its way to the internet.
There you go. It's basically becoming a joke at this point.
But, right?
Oh my goodness.
Also, this is my first time seeing Maestro, I think, play.
Yeah, Maestro, he's actually he's a member of several of our communities. He's actually a founding member of my Jank Police and whatnot. So it's really exciting seeing him in this competition because he has actually helped me a lot.
Really good too.
Yeah, he's helped me a lot. He's taken me from being probably the worst builder to being not the worst builder. Not too much worse than not the worst, but.
Kaz, I have always and will always be a worse builder than you.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. But yeah, Maestro does wonderful
why you gotta
stuff.
do the Grid City and Rico plopping, right? Just make it easy as
There you go, yeah. Easy as pie. But yeah, Maestro is doing amazing stuff with the terrain. We were actually mentioning that he's kind of making a little Scandinavia almost, which makes sense because, well, he's from the frozen north. And I do like that a lot.
The other Canada.
Yeah, exactly, the other Canada. The European Canada, that's what it is. The Euro Canada. But, so what do you think of the others? I mean, you're familiar with Jim's building. Do you think he'll be able to pull off this build that he's going for? Kind of like Florida Keys style?
I kind of feel like Jim's doing what I do. It's like too ambitious, you know?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that vibe, but also I'm kind of feeling confident because it's starting to feel a little complete, you know? It's starting to feel that vibe.
Oh, totally. But it just seems like he needs another 30 minutes or maybe 20 minutes even. So I don't know. This is going to be really tough.
Right, it's going to be a tight call for him. And then the third person that we have currently, Luca. Luca, actually, he had a 30-minute late start.
Pleasantly surprised with 30-minute. What? Even with that, yo, Luca's killing it. Holy smokes.
He is, and he's doing a carless area for Season of Snap. I don't think we've seen that yet in this competition, like a fully carless city.
He said it was only going to be cars in the industry and commercial areas, I believe. Everything else was going to be dealt with by public transport, which is just fantastic. Smart. It is.
It's so cool, too, because, again, we haven't seen it, and I really love what he's doing, just focusing on the greenways, and he's trying to basically make it feel like they're in their own little isolated area, which, granted, we're all in our own little isolated areas these days, but even more so now, and it's prettier because it has trees.
Trees are very important.
Oh, it's so perfectly European, like effortlessly European here.
Exactly. I mean, he's Sicilian, so I mean, he can kind of get a lot of that vibe because he's from that area.
Yeah, it reflects so much in the building. It's so fascinating to see someone from like a different geographical area just like literally like paint a picture effortlessly here.
Exactly, and like he is doing it so well because he's actually done something that a few people have started doing, but he did it a lot. He's actually been doing like test runs on stream to sit there and build cities in 2 hours.
Oh,
so, yeah, you know, clever. We've got people practicing for it now, and he's one of those that's done that. And then that's another thing. He has 2 sets of pathways that go from one end to the other, but they sit there and weave over each other. I love that.
The terrain use too. Like, this guy's so good.
I know, he's like, that is just absurd. We have so many people like this in the community that are so talented, and I'm hoping that people can learn from Luca. Like, oh my goodness, I know.
Honestly, if like nothing else, this competition can get people discovered because I've never even heard of this guy before, and he is so talented.
Oh, I know. He is so good. And I really do hope, and that really is the goal of this, too, because obviously, you know, we pull in people like, you know, Jim and, you know, yourself and a lot of other people that, you know, people are familiar with in the community. But then I love spotlighting everybody.
Our are so American, though, right? So it's just nice.
Right, exactly. I feel it's that way with a lot of the larger city streamers. Just like most of the people that are at 30 plus, it's kind of like build roughly the same-ish idea, and it's nice to see other aspects to that, and I really do enjoy that a lot. But again, that could be my personal bias.
Else, do you do UK cities out of curiosity, or what do you do?
I actually don't get to play the game as much as I would like because my laptop is not at the point where I think it can handle the game as I would like to have it with all of the mods and the assets and
it's the
which
worst
is why
feeling.
I
I know
ended
that
up
though.
watching so much, you know. And I tend to open a city and then sit there and stare at a map for 2 hours because I have no idea what to do. Because I panic, because I don't have very much experience with the game. And as soon as I've got a computer that can handle it, I will jump in with building way more cities. I think European is probably the best way to describe my cities. But
I can vouch
because
for that.
I am. Yeah, I mean, we've got the community build that I did. I just hit my laptop with my pen because I'm gesturing and waving a pen around. So let's not do that. But I also watch an awful lot of people who build more American-style cities, so that would probably have made its way into my building style if I were to build in this competition, you know?
Yeah.
Also, I'm a slightly starstruck Jedi, so forgive me.
Oh, no, don't be silly. It's awesome. I know who you are, too, by the way. I've seen your name around here.
Yeah.
It's because she's everywhere in the community these days.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's all Jedi's fault. Well, no, it's not Jedi's fault. It's Half Pint's fault.
You know Half Pint?
He was my housemate at uni. He's the one who introduced me to the game, and then he.
I need to know this human.
Yeah, he introduced me to you and the game at the same time. It's when you were doing the 12-hour campus stream, and then he's been buying me all the DLCs for like my birthday and Christmas and stuff. So that's like it's him and therefore you who are to blame for my.
Oh my god, that's too perfect. Here. Yeah, Half Pint's good people. Half Pint's been like watching my YouTube videos for like almost 3 years now or something, maybe longer.
Yeah. He's got like a founder's badge for your channel or something.
Yeah.
He brings it up occasionally.
And there's the beginning.
Yeah, he brings it up occasionally because he's very proud of it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, dude.
One of 25. I mean, that's cool as far as I'm concerned, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that shows that you've been there for a while, like for a good long while. Because Jerry, you've been on Twitch for several years.
Yeah, so I've been actually on the platform since Justin TV, but I was too embarrassed because back then it was like a weird stigma to watch live stream. So I was a lurker, but I created my account in 2013. So I want to say I'm OG, but I kind of missed out on like the good glory.
Right, exactly. Like I used to watch a lot, but I didn't actually make my account until near the end of JTV because I was a scrub like that. And for some reason, it claims that my account was only made 2 years ago, which I'm still very confused about. But whatever.
I think I've had my account longer than that, Kaz.
Exactly. And so I don't know how they rate it, but we'll find out at some point. But out of curiosity, so Jedi, given you've been in this contest a couple times and you've seen these people now play a little bit and you're sitting here kind of seeing how they're treating the map, if you were to kind of pick a builder that you think has the best chance of taking it, if we were just to kind of call it right now, who do you think might take it?
Oh, hands down Luca.
You think Luca, really?
Yeah.
I'm tempted to call Maestro on that.
You know,
I'm curious
I was
why
going
you
to
think
say
Luca?
Maestro, but Luca's ideas, like a pedestrian-focused city like that, and then just having a very different layout than your generic grid.
Right, because he's doing kind of like the bent grid or the broken grids. It's like me and Roxy
Yeah, and I'll
try
also
to
make
call
the
it.
argument too that both Jim and Maestro are using a lot of terraforming to kind of make their area more workable, whereas Lucas is kind of like going with the flow a bit more.
Exactly, and honestly, I hadn't thought about that. I mean, with that, I think that makes it to where it's almost a tie between the two for me. But I think it'll be very, very interesting regardless, because again, I think regardless, those are the two that I think are pulling ahead. But I don't know. I think it'll more come down to what they do in the last 30 minutes or so to decide
I agree
who's
with you
going to
there
take
too.
it.
Like, because Jim, you never know, right? Like Jim.
Right, exactly. Like
definitely, just
Jim could just sit there and win it in the last like 5 minutes.
yeah,
He
like
just
raise
decides
his
to do
land
something
out of the
regular.
sea or something like that. You know?
He'll build another birthday cake. There you go.
Yeah, that was cool. You saw that?
Yeah, I did. I actually saw it. I was there when he was trying to troubleshoot the slice that he was doing. And yeah, that was trying to get the trams to go up with that slice. That was a lot of troubleshooting. He ended up playing marbles to clear his head for a little bit because it was just too much.
That's a brilliant use of marbles, and I wish I had probably not been asleep for that bit.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah, it was definitely past whenever you're normally up, elves. But so out of curiosity, then, So Elves and Jedi, both of you, what do you think of the new season Snap format?
Oh, I'm loving this week-to-week thing here. This is great.
Yeah, I really like the weekly qualifiers and then the final. That's amazing, and I think it just lets so many more people compete and take part and show off their skills, because people like Luca or Maestro wouldn't necessarily have had that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
Exactly, because I mean, the
And, like-
old way this worked was like sit there and like just contact, oh, you are a streamer who is doing it, and then try and get them to do it. And obviously, like I have contacted people like Jim and Jedi and been like, hey, you should participate in this. But in general, it's
Yeah.
open. It's completely open to say, hey, anyone can do this. But obviously, I'm going to try and get some of the long and respected city streamers, because obviously, we got to make sure that some people are aware of the event. That.
Yeah,
kind
I
of thing.
cannot believe that bracket I played. It was like KRX, Jim, Izili, and myself. That blew my mind.
That was the first time I had seen this competition. That was the VOD I was sent. Because I was sent that VOD, I think, right after it happened. And I was like, wow, that's really, really cool. And that was the first I had ever seen the event.
Yeah, because we jokingly have talked about like speed builds, like how do you make a speed build thing, right? And then like Lemon Pop's pulling it together. Like that blew our minds.
Exactly. And again, we're kind of building out towards different themes and all that. And, we're going to try and maybe...
Totally. No, yeah. That's such a
maybe
smart
even
idea.
build it around like new DLC or something, if that were to ever come out, or like just future content in general, like for instance like content creator packs. If there would be something like that, we could totally sit there and just say who uses this the best, and that would be a great way to do that. And Anzaru, who was it, Spider in chats would like to see a population run. Forget the looks, I just want to get as many people as fast as you can. We could do that. We could theoretically do that. But out of curiosity, do either of you two have other cool ideas that you've had knocking around that you think would be excellent for this competition?
Just because Anzru has recently mentioned Ptolemy, cities built entirely of a shape, like a hexagon city, like he did that one time that I regret that I did not see. So like a city of hexagons or pentagons or octagons or something. That would be really, really interesting.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
What about you,
kind
Jedi?
of like, what is it? I'm trying to think. What is that game? Like Settlers of Catan, kind of like that kind of style.
Oh yeah, hexagon style. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. I think I'd like to kind of see more like themes, I guess. Like you're mentioning public transit earlier, that'd be kind of cool. Like population, kind of cool, going for that.
Industries,
and then,
that's another one.
Sure, yeah. You're trying to get the most industry chains working, or as deep as you can get into the industries DLC with unlocks.
Right. Yeah, that would be
dude,
difficult.
Can you imagine focus challenges like that? Where you have to be like semi-vanilla in that sense, you can't unlock those things, and you have to get deep into a supply chain.
That would be interesting.
Oh my god! Like first to whatever factory you have. Oh my goodness, have exports.
But also
That would
things
be
like
interesting.
working within a budget as well.
Exactly.
Oh, that true. Yeah, not unlimited money. Oh.
We're considering these type of things, and folks, remember, if you ever have any interesting ideas for this, it's not just people that we're talking to here on microphone that have a voice. Everyone has a voice. Anyone can go over to the Discord, go to suggestions and feedbacks, and list your ideas. We've gotten lots of cool ideas through there, and we just might be picking some of those, and we'll of course credit people who initially came up with the idea. Even if it's a repeat thing, we will mention that other people did come up with things, because again, this is everyone's event. This is a community thing, and we want this to be about you, the viewers. So, Jedi, do you have any final comments as we head into the last 30 minutes here?
Wash your hands.
Yes, wash your hands, folks. Do wash your hands. You heard it from Jedi himself. Oh boy, you are such a treat. Thank you so much for coming on for a few minutes here. Really means a
I
lot.
appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah,
Also
anytime.
talking to you as well.
It was nice to talk to you.
There we go.
To meet you, in a way.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and let you disappear, Jedi. Thank you so much again.
Much love, guys. See you again.
There we go. All right, so again, so that was Imperial Jedi. Again, there we go. We've got the shout out. Thank you, Laszlo. You're always on top of things. Thank you so much. And so yeah,
Just the moderation team in general is fantastic.
Oh yeah, our moderation team in general, just they are so on top of things. And so with all that in mind, Elves, I didn't quite get your take on this. So who do you think is pulling ahead right now? I'm still kind of rooting Team Maestro. He's voting Team Luca, but I think they're pretty close.
I'm so impressed with how much Maestro has managed to zone And I do love the way he has, like either adapted his city to the terrain to his city, or both. It's fantastic. But I do also love Luca's, Carlos city with the very, very European style.
Right.
And I love that what we're seeing now with Luca is quite, it's very contained. And he's got it very separate, and it just feels really, really nice, and I like that a lot.
Right.
I do think Jim has, unfortunately, bitten off slightly more than he can chew.
Well, I think he could still surprise us. I really do think he could surprise us here in the last 30 minutes. And folks, with the last 30 minutes left, I'm actually going to go ahead and open up the giveaway. What do you think, Elle? Should we maybe open up the giveaway, perhaps?
Oh, yes, most definitely. You've been promising this all stream.
I know,
If
I've been
you don't
streaming
open
it.
it now, you'll be disappointing everybody.
I'll be that person. I'll be the person that just never opens the giveaway that he's been teasing all day. So, folks, what we're giving away today is actually sponsored by Cities in a Snap via community support. So, we are going to be giving away a DLC of your choice, whoever wins. And so, again, this will be, if you win, you can get any DLC you want, any single DLC. It can be a content creator pack, it can be a full DLC. Either way, the key will be yours. The base game is, of course, not included in this, but whether you want industries, campus, park life, anything you want, that is what you want. So, we'll go ahead and open this up to DLC of your choice. And again, this is from Season Snap via community support. Thank you again to everyone who has been supporting this event. It's absolutely lovely. I love seeing the support for this. And again, everything that is given to the channel is dumped right back into the channel, either to get in some guest commentators, guest hosts, etc. like that, and just try and push everything forward. And Bruce, with the follow, thank you so much. Really means a lot. Thank you again for all of the follows and all the love that the event continues to get. And so let's go ahead and start that. We've got everyone gets their first ticket for free, and all right, and send confirmation of tickets, and let's go. It is now open, folks.
Would
You
it
use
be cheeky
exclamation
to
ticket.
enter the giveaway?
If you need something, you can enter. That's the beauty of it. Anyone can enter.
I have one of the big DLCs left to get.
Oh, you do? Which one do you need, out of curiosity?
Industries is the only one I don't have, I think.
Industries, wow. And that's a really fun one. That's really technical. That's where you can get a lot of gameplay out of this game. Because Industries, it just adds so much, revolutionizes the way that you think about this stuff.
Yes, I won campus a couple of weeks ago.
Right, you did.
In a Snap,
Man, you've been
which
getting lucky.
surprised me. Yeah, I have. I've been winning things left and center.
Man, what's up with that? Maybe it's rigged.
I hope not. I might have to give the DLC back.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think it's rigged. Folks, it isn't rigged. It is completely open. It's completely blind, too. We will be drawing this once we draw the competition to a close. And again, Luca he has a disadvantage. He's at a 30-minute disadvantage, but he gets 5 of those minutes back as per the rules that are cited in the official Cities in a Snap rulebook. So as soon as we end, we will start interviewing JJamJim and MaestroChan, but before that, we will, of course, give away our extra DLC key that we're going to give, and we are also going to allow Luca to build for an extra 5 minutes, because he only gets 5 minutes, as per the rules, as the detriment. But honestly, you can barely tell that he's at a disadvantage. Like, in fact, I would say his disadvantage is gone. Kind of like Kiggy a couple weeks ago. He managed to build to the point where you couldn't tell that or a few weeks ago, this was almost a month ago, actually, that Kiggy built to the point where you couldn't tell that he was at a disadvantage. And it was really, really cool to see. Well, especially
People do amazing things when they need to in this competition. I found.
Well, I mean, what if Luca wins with that 30-minute detriment? That would be unheard of.
I think if Luca wins with this 30-minute detriment, So Everdream should be shaking in his boots.
He should be. He really should be. Because we'll have him and Kiggy, actually, both at the same time.
Yes.
So, ooh, that'll be fun. And then we've got, let's see here, we've got some people in chat. Thank you so much. Last month's catch him. That's right, Kiggy. I didn't remember which one it was last month's, because this time you weren't as panicked. There we go. We've got some people in chat. So, chat, what do you think? Who do you think is pulling ahead, chat? If you had to pick one human out of these 3 that remain, JJamJim, MaestroChan, and Luca, who do you think is winning in your books, chat? Let's see what chat thinks. What happened to Pumpkin? I was making birthday cakes. Mrs. CK, unfortunately, Pumpkin had more technical issues than he could cope with, so Pumpkinhead is unfortunately dropped out of the competition.
Also, I hope the making of the birthday cakes went well.
Yes, I hope it went well too. And also, do we get some, Mrs. CK? Like, do the hosts get some birthday cake? I think we should, right, Elves?
Yeah, I totally love cake. It's like my favorite food. I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
For me, it's pizza. Gotta love pizza. You like Luca's work so far? Luca?
It's either cake or chicken nuggets here.
We got a vote from Maestro from Gratham. Interesting. Well, since Imperial isn't on, I have to go with JJJ. Because cake? Hashtag please send pizza. There we go. Sad to hear that. Yeah, I know, right? Cake greater than pizza? Oh, we're about to have a fight between cake and pizza in chat. We're so easily distracted. It doesn't matter what stream I'm in. It always ends up about food.
That's because food is a great thing to talk about.
You think the
Especially
channel
when
wins?
people...
Oh, all three are spectacular. You know what? All three are spectacular, Dragon. What were you saying, Elves?
Like, food is a good thing to talk about, especially when we keep getting reminded of Jim's Cake City.
Exactly. Speaking of Jim, this nature walk area, that is turning out really nice.
It is. It is.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't plan on that. Like, he just caught up so much in my mind to Maestro and Luca. Like, that is great. We haven't seen something like this because not many people focus on nature reserves, I've noticed, because people are like, oh yeah, zoos, oh, you've got the amusement parks, you've got city parks, but I feel like nature reserves and the nature walks, they kind of get the shaft, and it's kind of sad.
The first park I ever built when I got the Park Life DLC was a nature reserve, so I love nature reserves. It does need more trees though from Jim. Like, it needs way more trees. There's not enough trees there.
Right, he does need trees. Like, that's the one thing that is so lacking on gyms. It's just, there's no trees. Now, of course, we said that, and now he's pulled up. I wonder if he's listening to us. I mean, we're just saying. We said, oh, man, we're who gets that nature trail. He builds the nature trail. We saying, oh, he's lacking trees, and now he's building trees. I'm telling you, man.
It's the psychic link that all you city streamers
Oh,
have.
yeah, that's right. I have to not think. If I don't think while I'm hosting, then they won't be able to psychically link to me. That's going to be the strategy here. A treeless nature reserve. True, you can. We have one of those here in Oklahoma, because Oklahoma doesn't know what trees are.
I think you once described Oklahoma's trees as bushes, Kaz.
Yes, they are bushes. We don't have real trees. We have bushes. That is what we have. There we go. And we've got the tree hype in chat, of course. Thank you so much for the tree hype, folks. Gotta love that tree hype. Gotta love it. And then Jim is building out, it looks like he's building more of the observation decks, and that is an interesting choice. I tend to only use those in like big scenic areas, but I guess he's considering that entire bluff face to be scenic, which, hey, that's one way to look at it.
I mean, when you go to like a national something, at least in the UK, you get these areas where they've got information boards where you can stop and look at the views very, very regularly when you're going for walks. So he could quite possibly be drawing more from that.
Right.
Sort of thinking, oh, this is a place for people to walk through. There's probably information about the local wildlife.
Oh, look at that. He's doing it at the end of each cul-de-sac, too.
I like that.
That's points in his favor. Like, he just gained more points from me. That is... Because little details like that, because that adds so much to those cul-de-sacs. Because cul-de-sacs are already pretty neat, but then just adding that, it's... What? He's wasting 30 seconds on this, but it basically doubled the value of those cul-de-sacs.
It's
that's
also
just amazing.
like, so it's just, it adds a little bit more story to each sort of road with the houses on it, and then they've all got their boats next to them with the little path going down. It's like, you know, this could be a place where the people are like, oh yes, we have our boats, we like going for a walk to see how the river, how the water is before we go out in our boats, because we don't want to drown, because then we've wasted money on a boat.
Well, and one thing that I like is what Jim's doing here is it brings up a phrase that I heard a lot whenever I was learning to compose and while I was in school for that. One thing that my graduate instructor told me a lot was intentionality in my writing. And I think intentionality in your builds, that's what Jim is doing here, because at this point, it's not just a cul-de-sac. It's a cul-de-sac with an intent behind it to have you pull up to that little pier. And I think that adds so much, because the cul-de-sac by itself, kind of cool, but at this point, it is a feature. And it just takes so little effort to add that intentionality. And it's something that I personally need to do more, but it's really interesting to see people focusing on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we've got, it looks like Maestro he's working on a docks area down here. And I think this might be the first completed docks system that we've seen in Season Snacks. We've seen a lot of people start a docks system, but we haven't seen someone finish one yet.
I mean, they are quite the undertaking, so...
Well, I mean, you've seen me do docks. It's just like, oh, docks, let's sit here and spend like 4 streams on it. and
then you end up deciding the city needs meteors.
Yeah, exactly. I've done that like twice, I realized. Oh my goodness. Twice now I have built beautiful docks and then just meteored the crap out of the city. Oh my goodness.
So you admit to it. I'm gonna go right to
I just admitted it. I just admitted it. Oh dear. And it looks like, oh, Maestro's also switched to a winter theme.
Well,
there you go.
That makes it even more the frozen north than it already was.
It's more like home now.
Are they all psychic, these builders? Like,
I think so. Like, I think just after you stream Skylines, I think the minimum is 8 times. You sit there and you join the psychic connection between city streamers, and then you just start getting that psychic connection going. So yeah, and I think he streamed enough now that he's starting to get that psychic link. So, well, there you go. Maestro stole your idea.
Trees.
There you go.
And he's also adding trees.
Yeah, he is, exactly. He knows we're watching. He knows we're sitting there. Can we get some tree hype in chat, folks? He knows that we're looking for trees. He absolutely knows it. All right, so let's pull on over to Luca, and let's see what he's working on. Again, he's working so much with these cable cars. That is... Again, cable cars, they're such an odd choice, but, I mean, really, with how mountainous it is, it works.
They're so original, and, like, you know, it works so well with the mountainous terrain.
Exactly.
Like you just said. And nobody's used them in this before in this way, and it's fantastic. And I love a good cable car.
Right, good cable car ride, always good. Now, again, it's hard to implement in cities because the way that they're implemented is a little bit like, you kind of got to plan for it, or you got to have like just the right build, in my opinion. But again, a lot of these people are kind of forcing it, and I think it works. It really does. And now what's Maestro doing? It looks like he's maybe trying to build a new area with a little trumpet attached to it. That's interesting. I'm curious why he's building it with standard roads. Maybe he's doing it just as a habit to save money for whenever he's standard building. That's interesting. I've seen a lot of people doing that. I actually see Too Legit doing that a lot. Too Legit sketches everything with dirt roads. It is actually kind of handy. Well. Yeah, and Dave too. Like, I need to start doing that because I waste so much money designing my interchanges. And see this is why I host.
The that is to play with unlimited.
Yes, but whenever I do that, chat yells at me. So.
I mean, hashtag cheat city.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag cheat city. Exactly. Oh my goodness, I'll never live that down. But yeah, it does look like. I mean, I guess this is maybe going to be his industry area, since again he said he wasn't going to focus on that, on having cars, but this is definitely a car-oriented interchange. So yeah. It must be. Yep, he's doing some standard squares. This is going to be his industry area. Again, you can't even tell that he's at a disadvantage at this point. So, man, that's going to be really tough call. And honestly, Jim is catching up a lot with this detailing work he's doing. Check that out. The rocks.
He's making the landscape, the island peninsula.
Yeah, he is. Oh my goodness.
More natural.
Hashtag so ever rocks.
You know, it looks less man-made now. You know, which is, I like that. I really like the concept Jim came up with for this build.
I really do, and honestly, I kind of wish he would round it out a little bit more. Like, that's the one thing I'm wondering, like, why didn't he round out those corners more? Because, like, yeah, it should look a little bit rigid and man-made, but it should still have a little bit of a rounded corner, I would think. I don't know, what do you think about that? Is that maybe going to be points against him, or do you think that you just kind of have to embrace it as part of the build?
I think possibly, I personally would embrace it as part of the build, because, you know, geology does not always like us. So, of course, if they're building this, if it's an imitation of a man-made phenomena, plurals,
right.
Singulars, then it's not going to be perfect. It will, you know, be slightly square or be slightly too round, you know, and I think that that's, you know, either unintentional or intentional. That might be what Jim ends up with.
Right.
In that.
And I think it's a good point. And,
Hall.
yeah, Maestro is just kind of like, and I saw Octova saying that she got distracted by her family every time we pulled up Maestro. So we're looking at Maestro for a minute for you there, Octova. But she's probably distracted by family again, because that's how it works. They just don't want you to see that one streamer. Clearly, Maestro did. Oh, and he's also using network skins. Check it out. He's colored his roads that nice light green. I love network skins so much. It's a very underutilized mob by a lot of streamers, I find. And I'm just loving it.
Is that how you made your Rainbow Road?
Yes, that's how I made my amazing Rainbow Road. I love that thing. I love that Rainbow Road. Folks, for those wondering, I did actually make a full Rainbow Road using these network skins that you kind of see Maestro using a little bit to actually create a really brilliant, just huge Rainbow Road as a statement of allies and friendship for all of our friends here in the community. Because honestly, you know, you need more safe spaces, and you know what? If I can declare my city a safe space with a highway, I will do that. And let's go ahead and, what do you say we bring in Kiggy again for a quick little interview?
Yeah.
Let's see what he thinks.
Yeah.
We've got a Kiggy in here, so let's see what the man thinks. So Kiggy, hi, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello.
Hello. So we got just over 15 minutes left. What do you think?
It's a tough call, as every other week has been. I think Luke is starting to panic a little bit. Being obviously in his stream at the moment, yeah, I think he's starting to definitely panic a bit.
He's
right.
got this.
But yeah, it's... let me just quickly pop over to Maestro's. I mean, that is a big amount of...
zoning. Yeah.
He zoned so much.
He focused on it before.
Wow.
He still hasn't done any detailing, really. He did some detailing on the harbor, but he still hasn't done detailing, which is such the antithesis of what he normally does. But honestly, at this point, I think Jim has really closed the gap, but I'm still going to say I think this might go to Maestro or Luca. It really might.
Yeah, I think Maestro has been very clever in where he's picked to build on the map. It's one of the most flatter, but it's part of the flattest point on the map. And, well, I tree brushed it already, so he's kind of got half the trees in there already.
Right. Whereas Jim just sat there and annihilated all your trees.
Yeah, I know.
And then added his own.
Later.
Yeah, exactly. So that is, I mean, granted, it's nice to, because he's kind of reforming it to what he wants, which is, that's a strategy. That's a way to do it. And, yep, he's going, again, I've been very curious. What do you think he's doing here, Kiggy? Because, like, he's got these beautiful little peninsulas that he's built up, these man-made peninsulas, but I'm kind of harping on the fact that they don't have rounded corners on them. And, yeah, it should be a little bit squared off, but I still think that would naturally have slightly rounded corners, just because they would want that for aesthetics in that kind of area. What's your opinion on that?
He could have made use of keys. He could have put them in there to help give it that nicer aesthetic.
Well, but I like what you do with the rocks, though, instead of the keys, honestly. The rocks look way better. It's more work, but I think it's a better end result.
Oh, he's got rocks in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's put rocks. He's put rocks on all the edges.
Okay.
But why not? Look, why not keys and then put where he's got, you know, in some of the places where he's got trees.
So you think he needs? So you think he needs keys and rocks, Elves? And I'm just saying he needs to keep the rocks and just round it a little more. So see, we have three very different interpretations of what Jim needs to do.
I think the ideal thing would have been keys halfway down, then switch to the rocks, but with a more rounded
corner on
sort
it.
Of, well, would it be better to have it
Tip.
rounded? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it would have looked better more rounded, personally. But that's just, again, that's personal taste. And folks, remember, everyone in chat will get to partake in the voting, so you can use all of what we're saying, all of what you see, and you can take a look yourself at our rubric by going to citizensnap.com/rubric to figure out what you want to, well, what you want to do with it, and if you want to use that to maybe inform your voting, because honestly, this is going to be a tough one. The rubric is definitely going to come in handy for me this time. What do you two think? Will the rubric probably help? Because this is getting to be a pretty close race.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I hope it helps.
Yeah, that's the point of it.
It will definitely help make decisions on certain aspects, I have to say.
It's definitely a rough race, but I do think it's going well. So out of curiosity, I've been convinced that Maestro has raised the water level a little bit. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure the water is higher than it was when he started. Can you verify either way, just out of curiosity? Because it looks slightly higher than it was in the default map. Or it might just be the theme.
I will keep an eye out. and I will be able to tell because I do actually have the map loaded in City Skylines right now.
Right. Well, okay, well, again, yeah, well, just keep an eye on it. Just let me know, because I might be going crazy, but I swear it's slightly higher. The link to the rubric is grab for mobile. Oh, well, I'm sorry about that, Anzaru. It should technically be mobile-friendly, but it is technically loading a PDF, and PDF readers aren't too mobile-friendly, so I do apologize for that.
We might have to just change that to have a pure text file on the website, which might help out mobile users.
Yeah, I might do that. That might be a way to do that, so I might have to do that. If someone can send that to the suggestions area of the Discord, I will do that once we are out today. I unfortunately can't do it while we're hosting this, folks. We've got just over 10 minutes left. And then also a reminder, be sure to enter the giveaway with !ticket. Everyone gets one entry to it. It costs you nothing to enter, and the winner gets a DLC of your choice. And if you already have the DLCs, or you're a streamer and you just want to give it away to a friend, or maybe give it away on your channel, feel free to do so, because it is your key to do with what you will. Anyone can win that key, and it will be a DLC of your choice. Again, it cannot be base game, but any DLC of your choice. And thank you again for submitting, folks. It really means a lot. And then Kiggy, also, I just want to say thank you to you before we let you go for the map. This is a beautiful map, and folks, if you want to see the map, get the link. Kiggy made it. It is available with the map command.
That's no trouble at all.
Awesome. So, any final thoughts, Kiggy?
I enjoy.
Any...
No, I'm just looking forward to seeing what happens in the last sort of 10 minutes or so, and obviously Luca with the extra.
Yeah, he's got 15 minutes, so that'll be interesting. And this will be the first time we do that, so the other two will be on pause for a little bit as they finish. This will be interesting. Either way, I can't wait. So, we'll go ahead and let you go for now, Kiggy. Peace out, my friend. And so let's
I'll try and confirm on the water for you.
Yeah, definitely. Just let me know in chat or send me a Discord message. Either way.
Will do.
All right, so, see, we can't make up our minds on who's winning here, like, because this is really close.
It's such a tough decision.
It really is.
Did Jim put a tree in the middle of a roundabout?
He did, and it's brilliant. Like, that's such a good touch. It's such a good touch. Like, and that's the kind of stuff that I don't think of. I'm just like, oh, little roundabout. And he's just like, nah, I'm gonna have a tree there. Like, oh, come on. This is why Jim is a master, folks. If you aren't following these people,
many trees?
It looks like one tree.
I feel like it's many trees turned into one big tree.
Well, no, he does have a copy function on. He does have a marquee select, so it might be multiple trees. I mean, either way, it's a brilliant play.
Yes, it is.
I just, honestly, I love that, because that, to me, like, he just leapt up another notch. Because, like, oh my goodness, that is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, chat, what do you think on the gym situation? So, the debate, folks, is... do we like the gym rocks on the peninsulas, or do you think he maybe should have done key walls? And should he leave it more rectangular or maybe round it out more? Which one do you think is the right answer?
I do really like how those rocks have turned out.
Oh, except I don't like the water physics around them. Check that out.
I don't do science, so I can ignore.
Yeah, you can ignore the lack of physics. Hexagon?
Yeah, I mean...
looks amazing. I know, right? It looks amazing. What were you saying?
I can ignore the lack of physics. I need physics to the other half.
Well, there you go.
But, like, I love how Jim's city looks. I think he's doing a really good job of the challenge he set himself, and I love that he came in here with a challenge for himself.
Right, but like someone mentioned, this just came leaps and bounds within the last 20 minutes. Like 20 minutes ago, this was a 2-horse race, but this is a 3-horse race now. And folks, make sure that if you're a timekeeper, make sure they know that they've got 8.5 minutes left for Maestro and Jim, but Luca has that plus 5. 13.5. Yeah. I had to think about that for a second. Can't knock him for infringement. Oh no, we're not gonna knock him for that. I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm mentally like, the physics.
The dodgy physics is a fault of the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a fault of the builder.
Everybody struggles with the physics of this game.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That, and then the traffic AI just deciding we're going to do this inconvenient thing. Oh, that's what makes me afraid of doing a traffic and a snap sometime, because if we do a traffic and a snap, we will be relying on a very, sometimes questionable AI with its decision making. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see how this is going. Like, because again, he's come so far, really, in the past 20 minutes, and honestly, if he can keep that momentum for the next 7 minutes, I think he'll take it. I really do. I think he can catch up. But Luca over here with the amusement park. Nice.
Oh, okay.
A little miniature amusement park here on the edge. I like that.
With trees.
Exactly, with trees. He's adding trees, folks. Can we get some tree hype in chat? Oh my goodness.
I'm not usually this obsessed with trees, I promise.
No one can beat Kaz's 100% with all the ambulances.
I think I missed it when you're trapping.
Oh my goodness. I have a picture of it somewhere. I think I did it on Instagram or Twitter. You can probably find it if you just scroll through. That was great. But yeah, Dawn Lane, that was super hype. And we've got 7 minutes left, folks. 7 minutes left in Cities in a Snap March Qualifiers number 2. Can we get some hype in chat? Get some snaps, rain meteors, do whatever you want. The hype is real because we've got just under 7 minutes left, and this is anyone's game at this point. It really is anyone's game, and I think it's just up to how they finish, because again, I think Luca might have an upper hand here, because again, he has 5 bonus minutes he can use at the end due to the fact that he was late to the competition, but again, he'll still be at a 25-minute detriment at the end of that, so the fact that it's a 3-horse race is astounding right now. Absolutely astounding.
Yeah.
Proper rigged traffic game. There we go.
You just gotta hope that nobody lets their nerves get the better of them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't just sit there and, like, don't let the nerves get hold of you. You know, make sure that you don't misclick at this point, because, again, we have shown so much that the last 5 to 6 minutes makes all the difference. And, like, one good example, whenever Lycos was in last time, honestly, if he had those last 5 minutes, he would have won if he had, I'm convinced he would have won if he had Demand Master in. Like, that is such a small tweak, but honestly, he definitely would have. Because especially with the finished pictures afterwards, it's just like, oh my goodness, that would have been a different competition.
I loved Lycos' City last time. You know, I mean, my surprise interview.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it was just so good.
It was Lycos' City that I was focused on because it was just so interesting.
I know, and it's so good. And then, like, look at that. Luca's creating a boulevard with pedestrian walkways and tram, and separating it with a single line of trees. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It's so simple, and yet
and
so
the
many
cable
people
cars.
would just not, so many people just wouldn't have thought to approach this in the way that Luca has.
Right, and now the only thing I'm a little worried about, if he accidentally left auto bulldoze on. If he has left auto bulldoze on for abandoned buildings, he's going to be in trouble because he's going to lose a lot of his stakes. He has a lot of issues happening. And so I'm a little nervous for that because every building of his is complaining about 2+ things right now. So he could run into abandonment issues, and that's not something he'll know about until it's too late. So hopefully he doesn't have auto bulldoze enabled, because if he does, again, that might destroy him. It really might.
I am the kind of person who would forget to turn auto bulldoze off. So I pray for Luca.
Yeah, exactly. Like, thoughts for Luca. Oh my goodness. Like, because again, he is close on this one. And folks, we've got coming up on 4 minutes left in 4 minutes left in Cities in a Snap. Did I say left twice? I did. Does that make it right? There we go.
Two wrongs don't make a right. So do 2 lefts make a right?
Ah, there we go. And then a reminder, folks, we do have Cities in a Snap merchandise that's available via the link that Comrade just linked you to. 3 lefts, there we go. We've got 4 minutes left, folks. So we got the merch, and then again, anything that comes through to the channel via the merchandising, the subscriptions, the bits, the tips, all that stuff goes towards the back end. And if you are giving a tip for a specific reason, be sure to make that noted. Make sure that you let us know, and we will make it happen. One of the first things we'll be doing is actually potentially getting a green screen for the channel so that we can sit there and have a more professional kind of announcer's desk type look. Kind of like Survivor's thing, except it'll be Cities and Snap themed. There we go. Lol, I'm going to be late for work, but who cares? Exactly, O'Doyle. This takes precedence. This is more important. This is Cities in a Snap. This is the best thing in the week. It really is. And then we've got just over 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. I was going to add a left to every minute left now. Oh my goodness. By the time we're through Luca's time, it'll be 1 minute left. 3 minutes, folks. Timekeepers, let them know. They've got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left, folks, in Cities in a Snap March Qualifiers number 2. The hype is real. Can we get some tree hype in chat? Make the snaps happen, rain meteors, show your cups of love, whatever you want to do, folks. Make it happen. Tick-tock, indeed. I'm really excited about this, and Maestro's moving a little bit slow, I think. Right now, I think maybe because he was moving fast at the beginning, I think right now it's just kind of getting to him.
I think he's also moving on to sort of some of the more detailed stuff because he's
Right.
working with are those cargo containers there?
Yeah, just containerization stuff. That's the kind of stuff that you see on like ships and back of semis,
Yeah.
things like that. I love containers in this game. They're such a nice detail to add. They really are. So very nice. Not gonna lie, I was looking forward to the F1. Oh, sorry to hear about that, Enzuru, but hopefully we can continue to entertain you in its place. Because remember, folks, Cities in a Snap is unaffected by all these world events, and we've got 2 minutes left, folks. 2 minutes left in Cities in a Snap, folks. Here we go. It is going with Dragonheart with the Imperial Jedi saxophones. Make It Rain Cybex with the Kaz Bribe, the Derps, the Meteors, and the Leg Drops. I know you love that one, Elves.
I do. It does.
I want that emote
precisely
so
lying around
much.
at
I
home.
really do. I really do need it.
Oh my gosh, Jed has given us a shrugging tree.
Yes,
That's
the
amazing.
shrugging tree. That really is. And folks, again, JJamJim here is relatively experienced in this competition. This is his 3rd or 4th go in this
He
competition.
couldn't seem to remember how many times he'd been in it
Exactly.
Because
Because he competed in the 1.0 version, the pre-Kaz Gym
Yes.
version. He's been in it. This is the 2nd time post-Kaz Gym. So,
How many times was he in it pre-Kaz Gym?
I think at
Was he
least
in it?
twice. At least twice that I know of.
And this is his 2nd post-Kaz, so this is at least time number 4.
Exactly. And folks,
Potentially-
60 seconds! 60 seconds left, folks, for Maestro and Jim. Can we get the hype rolling out, folks? And folks, for your timekeeping, make sure to give them the 30-second interval, the 10-second interval, the 5-second, and of course, the stop. The hype is real, folks. The hype is real. We've got 45 seconds left, folks. 45 seconds, and the time is getting closer and closer. And remember, once we are done here, Luca will have an additional 5 minutes, during which we will be finishing up our giveaway that we're doing. And folks, if you want to enter the giveaway, use !ticket to enter the giveaway for a DLC of your choice. We've got 25 seconds left, folks. Yes, 25 seconds left to get to the end of Cities in a Snap. March qualifiers number 1, 20 seconds and counting, folks. The timing is real. It doesn't get any better than this in City Skylines, folks. This is where you see the real mastery come forward. And then we've got 8 seconds left, folks. And then we got 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1, and Maestro and Jim must stop. And then we've got 5 minutes on the clock for Luca. We got 5 minutes for Luca, folks. 5 minutes, not a bit more. And the timer's actually going to start at 30 seconds, or 4 minutes, 30 seconds, because that's just how it's going to start. And Luca's timer is now rolling. There we go. All right. So that is now the time remaining for Luca. The other two have stopped because, again, Luca is at a 30-minute disadvantage, and so he ends up with 5 minutes here at the end. So all building has stopped for the first 2 contestants. And now, as Luca finishes up, we are also going to be giving out our key here. So let's go ahead and close it up, folks. You're running a clock for Luca. Okay, thank you very much, DC. Really means a lot. And so we've got our giveaway. So folks, I'm going to go ahead and close that here in about 10 seconds. This is your last call to use !ticket to win the giveaway for a DLC of your choice, base game not included. And we've got 3, 2, 1, closed. All right, and we will now draw a winner. Drum roll, please. And the winner is Theratman01. Congratulations, Therat. Please message KazJim on the back end of things or on Discord, and we will get you your key of your choice. Again, that is for a DLC of your choice from City Skylines, not including base game. It can be any of the game expanding DLCs, it can be a radio station, or one of the content creator packs. It is up to you. And we've got 3 minutes left. Yeah, 3 minutes left on Luca, and congratulations indeed. Ooh, it's looking pretty good. I do really like how Luca is going. And Maestro's City looking very majestic up there. And then Jim's just rolling on through. Like, Jim's looks complete.
I do love that tourist area.
I love it
that he was
too.
building in. Look, he's taking us down the road.
Oh, I know.
how
Oh, that's so
convenient.
lovely.
This is the psychic link.
Exactly. It's that psychic link. He knows. He absolutely knows. And then we've got about 2.5 minutes left on Luca. Yes, we're about to go ahead and do the interviews. I'm going to wait until we have 2 minutes left on Luca because I do want, or actually I'm going to wait until Luca is done. and then we will move into the interviews. Because again, Luca is at a disadvantage here, and I want to go ahead and watch him for a little bit longer, probably for another 20 seconds, to see what he does before we jump into the interviews for Jim and Maestro. Because that way Luca has a small chance to catch his breath afterwards. Because we do have a moderator, DC Shadow Demon, over there looking at Luca's stream. And so with 2 minutes left, we will now leave Luca, and he's honestly looking pretty strong. He's looking pretty strong. I'm a little worried about it, but honestly, I think he's made up the time. So, let's go ahead.
Luca just jumped into this amazingly.
Oh yeah, he 100% did. So, let's go ahead and bring that to a stop. So, DC, be sure to bring Luca to a stop whenever it comes time. But for now, it's actually going to be time for us to... Let's go ahead and visit Maestro first. Let's visit Maestro, because I'm very curious about that one. So, Maestro, you are the first in line for our interviews. How are you doing, my friend? How are we feeling?
I'm feeling like I did a lot more than I thought I would. I didn't spend too much. Yeah, I didn't spend too much time on detailing, as I said, which I usually try to do. But I'm happy that I even managed to unpause in 2 hours.
Right, right. And you managed to do a lot. You really did, and I'm really impressed. So, you know the drill. This is a 5-minute window. You get to take us on a little tour, show us the highlights of your city, and just try and impress us and chat.
Okay, yeah. So, the general idea was to build a little bit of a town, which I think I did. I have like 42,000 people, and not too much complaint, which is always a good thing for me. So what I usually do is I go for a fairly organic layout. I don't know. There aren't really points of interest except for maybe the docks, which I added pretty much last.
It's a beautiful docks area, though. I'm a sucker for docks. I really am.
Yeah, I've learned to like them as well. This is a great asset. Actually, it's 3 buildings, but I like them. And I mean, the map is stunning. Definitely my type of map.
Oh yeah, it's a great map. Out of curiosity, so I've been debating, did you raise the water level at all? Because your water level looks slightly different than the default, and it might just be your theme that's messing with my eyes.
It's probably my theme.
Oh, okay, so you didn't raise it, so I am crazy.
No, I didn't. Yeah. Well, we knew that.
We already knew you were crazy, Kaz.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
exactly.
Now we have confirmation.
Also, I have my sun shafts. I struggled to get a nice skyline, because that's the name of the game, but I hope that this is gonna... I mean, from this angle, it looks alright.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So,
I really like it.
What other areas of your city do you have? And you've done a great job. You've really turned to Scandinavia. We saw you on the winter theme earlier. That was absolutely brilliant. It looked really cool. And out of curiosity, could we get a couple shots of your city in the dark? Because I know people have always asked that in the past.
You can. Hold on. I'm just gonna see how it looks with the... So yeah, there's a winter theme. The trees don't match, which is why I
decided to go against it. Right.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying?
People like seeing it in the dark.
City in the dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the dark. Yeah, nighttime. You should be working. Thank you. So it's getting a bit darker. Off with you. And this is what it looks like in the dark.
Wow. Looks really good. It does look like a little Scandinavian coastal town. It really does. You've really captured that.
There, I can't remember who did the YouTube series, but it's called Skärgård on YouTube. I'm sure someone in the chat will know. It's based on a town in southern Sweden called Karlskrona.
Right.
And that's pretty much... Because you get a lot of places like this. Normally you would have the city center around here, and then you have a lot of vacation homes and stuff out on the islands and peninsulas and stuff. So that's pretty much the look I was going for, except I made it a lot more dense.
Right. Well, honestly, I think you captured the vibes. You really did. As well as City Skylines can do it, I think you've really captured that vibe, and it feels very vibrant. So, with less than a minute left, do you have any final thoughts about how you performed, how you feel the competition went, and how you feel having officially been in Season Snap now?
It was a lot of fun. I had a bit of a rough start because, well, I got 2 kids and neither of them wanted to sleep on time.
Well, and that is, family comes first. Family really does come first.
I think my wife would disagree with that in my case. Sometimes. Because I really wanted to get started.
Give Mini Maestro and Mini Maestretta love.
Yes, please do give them our love. And thank you so much for giving us a city tour.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, anytime. And again, that was Maestro, participant number 2 in Season Snap. So up next, we'll go ahead and chat with, let's go ahead and just hop right into Luca.
Oh, wait, I was watching the main stream. Oh, God. Hi.
Oh, hi. How are you? So, you know the drill. You've got about 5 minutes to just give us a little tour of your city.
Can I unpause the game now?
Yes, you may unpause.
Good. So, right, we got quite a few things going on. The city is divided in 3 main sectors: the industrial sector, the commercial sector, and the residential sector.
Right.
So the industrial sector and the commercial sectors are the only 2 sectors that have direct access to a road. So as you can see here, we have the main commercial area, which is very well connected to public transport, which are trams for local transport and cable cars for those high-speed, of course, not really high-speed, but, you know, high-speed transport.
High-ish speed.
And we have... What?
High-ish speed.
High, I suppose. So here, we have the main parking lot for everybody that's moving in the city. They do derp sometimes like this because they are stupid.
Well, that's the Skylines for you.
True. It's weird. They didn't do that in my test cities. So yeah, here they can just get on the tram, and then the tram will take them past the roundabout that no private car is allowed to go past. And they will be able to just follow this very nice line. And yeah, we have some suburbs, and the tram kind of roots around here.
Right.
Goes into a tunnel. The actual main path goes around back, and then we enter the main bulk of the city. And okay, that's a lot of people waiting for a tram there. In the main bulk of the city, we have the main population center. There are many more spotted around. Like this, that's the most recent one. We got a nice Ferris wheel there as well. And yeah, we have a lot of stuff. There's like this university here. That's like a very nice centerpiece for the main avenue. Kind of offset, but that's realistic. Right. You don't always have them go straight into the thing. And we have the terminus for the trams. Now, if we go down here, we have a hidden landfill, because these things do exist, and I made it so you can't actually see it from most angles, at least.
Nice.
It's done on purpose.
I like that. It's a
and
nice
then
little
here
detail.
And then here we have the main. I mean, not main. It's just a nice theme park that they can all go and enjoy, connected only to the cable cars, because I had no way of getting the tram.
Right, no good way at least. It's much too mountainous for that. Much too mountainous.
Exactly. The trams don't like big slopes. In fact, see how we made it all loopy. And yeah, this population center is connected by its own cable cart line that I had to move it to make it not have a pole in the middle. It was weird, but it works.
Right, we saw you messing around with that at one point. So out of curiosity, will we be able to see a quick shot of your city at night? Because a lot of people in chat like looking for that.
Oh, I don't have the mod for that.
Oh, you don't? That's fine. That's perfectly fine. We can sit there and imagine whenever it's dark.
Yeah. That's a rip. But yeah, here we have a bit of the industrial area, the farm area where they can all farm and stuff, which is clean and stuff, and a little farming village down here with its
I
own
like that. That's a really nice little touch. Just having that as a separate little community outside the main community. That's a really good touch. Nice job on that. Very nice.
And also the station for outside connection, I think makes sense. It's connected to the cable cars. If we follow the cable cars further, we see the dirty industrial sector, which is divided in two areas. Ore area where we take the ore, and then goods area where we produce the goods, which also has its own little station. The intersections are not the greatest. There's like sort of technically, I think, partial. Probably it will be considered a partial cloverleaf, but this clearly trumpet, sort of trumpet, broken up, but works.
I mean, it does work, and that's what matters. So, do you have anything else that you want us to see in the last 45 seconds?
Oh yeah, I also have this very nice observatory, which was one of the very first things I built in the highest point of the city, I believe. Yeah, it's the highest point, the highest built point, where it's like very old. Makes sense. You have the main science building, and then the observatory looking for something up in the sky that would be at night, but we don't have mod for that.
Right, exactly. That is, again, it's just brilliant what you've done there. It looks so good, so stunning. Elves, do you have any final questions?
I don't.
What do we think?
Hey.
You know the drill. You've got about 5 minutes.
Cool. You know what? Well, I think I have a fire here that is causing massive devastation to this clown.
That's fine. It's not causing devastation until you unpause. I thought this would
be a strong part to start out with.
Is this our first fire of the day?
I don't know, actually.
I saw at least 2 other fires.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed it.
I did not, so it's my first fire of the day.
Ah.
Oh, I can unpause now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think that I made something pretty cool. I like it. It's something very different than I've ever done, and that was kind of what I wanted to do going into this thing. And it's definitely, I've never made a shape like this. Let's just say that.
It's interesting. Out of curiosity, were rocks always the plan for that? Because we were having a great debate on rocks versus keys.
Yeah. So I got this inspiration when I went down to Florida this past like a week ago, and they have these little tiny private canals that go in, and none of them are keyed. It's all natural, or there's like some sort of rock faces on them.
Okay.
And so I decided to go with rocks to give it more of that natural feel, because while these are all like, obviously this doesn't exist in nature. People made these, right? Like this is a man-made sort of canal, but it's to protect the boats and to protect their piers from, the rivers and the weather and stuff like that. So I decided to go for the rocks here. Let me go for a day here. And so I decided to go for the rocks instead, because I thought it offered just a little bit more of a natural look to things, especially considering all of the greenery that there is. Like it really, they're packed with trees. I mean, the houses are always off of the main avenues, and yeah. And then I did get the national park running through here, which kind of comes off of both sides. So we got it off of this side, and then they can walk all around up here, and there's some lookouts and different places that they can walk to, and then they can also switch back down on the other side.
Right.
Park and come over to the other side. So, and people seem to be using it, so it's cool. Yeah. And then over here, we have sort of like the main tourist city center. We got a casino and some parks. We got the high-rise hotel and some tourist buildings and different things. We got a driving range, of course, because it's Florida and that's where you golf.
So it's basically a giant tourist trap.
It's a giant tourist trap full of money. Yes. A lot of money spent.
You are the green man, after all.
I am. Right. My bank account wouldn't tell you that, but yes.
Right. I completely forgot that your money is green. Like.
Right. Yes. It is. It is green. Right.
It's like, do you guys pay for stuff with leaves from trees? Oh wait,
yes,
green
we
money.
Do. So
sometimes.
Anything else you want to show us? You got about a minute and a half left in your time here, Jim.
Yeah. So then there was this little jut out here, so I decided to kind of put other sort of apartment buildings down here. Sort of, I don't know, more condo bunched condo living down here with some tennis courts, and then it opens up into this boardwalk with there's a lot of gazebos in Florida. Like, it feels just like there's a lot of gazebos. I don't really know what that's
I can
about.
see that.
People like to congregate in them. But then I put some of the marinas and some of the restaurants and the cafes and things down here. So it's sort of like their little private inlet. And then I have a bus route going all the way around the island here.
Right. Little shuttle bus.
Little aquamarine shuttle buses, and they land at each of the stops over here to kind of service the private homes that live over here. So
that's a really nice touch. Really nice touch. Well,
yeah.
So you got about 40 seconds left. Anything else that you'd like to tell us that you've enjoyed about the contest, or just the competition in general, or just things that maybe you wish you had done?
Yeah, I knew I think I felt less stressed about this one, only because I knew that the boats and all of this sort of thing was going to work, or it wasn't going to work. And so I was taking a flyer on it. But the cool thing about this competition, what I've loved about it, and I've said this before, is the 3 times I've been in it now, I've made something completely different all 3 times. And that is really exciting, because playing this game in such a different way. Having a 2-hour limit, and what can you do? And I'm happy that I've continued to sort of push myself for what things are, because I've never really built any of the things that I've ever done in a speed build. So it's cool. I don't know. I'm happy about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And folks, this is JJamJim, participant number 1 for Cities in a Snap March qualifier number 2. And we will go ahead and leave you be. May the odds be in your favor, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you guys for doing this. Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
Anytime. So we've got, we've got 3 very strong cities. So we're going to open up voting here in a minute, folks. But before we do, we're just going to kind of discuss really quick. So, Elves, who do you think takes it? Is there a clear winner for you? If you had to just declare one?
No, I can't, because I love them all for different reasons. I love the way that Luca, came in late and still managed to build something so amazing and so unique. I love Jim's concept, and I love how much and how well he managed to execute such a fairly complicated concept in 2 hours. And I love that Maestro, it's so obviously inspired by Scandinavia. It's so obviously he's done so much in 2 hours, and even managed to do a little bit of detailing.
Exactly.
It's like Chris says in chat, can't they?
Well, for me personally, I've kind of, in my mind at least, I think Jim cleared a lot, and I think Luca, if he had another 15 minutes, would be more in the ring. But for me, it's kind of between Jim and Maestro. And I'll keep my actual thoughts of which one I think between them to myself until we get to the voting, because we are going to open the polls now. If DC Shouting wants to go ahead and open up the poll, we will go ahead and get that open. And again, everyone here in chat gets to vote. Everyone gets a say. And if there is, in the event of a tie, Elves and I will suss it out and decide who the true winner is. But for now, let's just see what we've got. I'm really excited to see how this poll goes, because it could really go any way.
I love them all, and I want them all to win, but you can't have 3 winners in a competition.
Exactly. It's staying relatively close. Jim just jumped ahead by a couple votes, but it was relatively close until that. I mean, this is going to be close regardless. I'm excited for this.
I am also extremely excited.
Yeah, this could, because again, we've got 3 very unique takes. That's the other thing that really makes this competition special. Because again, they have the same map. They have the same ability to add whatever mods, assets, or anything they want this week. This is really just, what did they get done? And this is just astounding. We've got so many skilled builders in this community. And they're all still gaining votes right now, and we're not even halfway through.
What do people have to type if they're on mobile?
If you're on mobile, you type /vote and then either a 1, 2, or 3, depending on who you want to vote for. So
1 would be Jim, 2
1
would
Jim,
be Maestro.
2 Maestro, 3 Luca. I will go ahead and type it in chat as well, because I can do that, because I'm special like that. So you would do /vote 1, for Maestro, or sorry, for Jim. And then
She's
you
for
do,
Jim.
yeah. So that'd be for Jim. And then like this would be for Maestro. Again, this is for the mobile users.
So 1 is for Jim, 2 is for Maestro, 3.
And then 3 is for Luca. Doesn't the vote just go with who has most viewers in the regular channels? No, Cineru. That has actually not been the case. For instance, Imperial Jedi had more than the other 3 participants combined, but he actually got the least amount of votes whenever he participated. The last time he did. Says poll's not active. The poll is definitely active. If it says that for you, type /vote and then the vote that you want. Jedi. I'm just roasting him at this point. I'm going to get some hate mail from Jedi.
Jedi, if you'd had that extra...
If you had that extra hour. Actually, Jedi, if you knew that the competition was 2 hours, if you paid attention in that pre-snap meeting, you might have taken it. I'm going to die. Poor Jedi.
We need, like, Jedi needs an emote for that.
Yeah, we need, Jedi, you need a 3-hour emote of some sort. I don't know what that would be. There you go. And this is
clock with the number 3 in it.
Relatively close, honestly, but it looks like we might have a winner at the end of it. We might have one. And actually, can we just get some love and one final shout out for all of these participants? Get a quick shout out for all the participants, but it looks like the winner of March 2020 Qualifiers number 2 is JJamJim. Congratulations to him, and let's go over and congratulate the Green Man himself. All right, Jim, congratulations. You have won Cities in a Snap March Qualifiers number 2.
Thank you, friends. Thank you. I heard it was very close. Which is
It jumped up and down a lot. Like at first, for the first like minute, it was really close as a 3-horse race, and then like ended up being 2 ahead, but then ended up being a different second one ahead. It was close voting across the board. And honestly, I'm not shocked. Like we've got 3, you'll see in the VOD, 3 very unique builds. But again, the winner this week, JJamJim. Oh, you did. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. How's it feel?
Jim.
Thank you, Elvis. It feels good. I'm really glad that it was close. And I was able to peek at the window, and it looked like everyone built something totally different, which is super cool.
Exactly.
I'm excited to go back and look at it, but I'm glad it was close. I hope a lot of people voted. I hope you got a lot of votes.
We actually did get a fair amount. This is the highest vote percentage that we've gotten yet. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you. It's honestly, it's fun to play. It's fun to be in this competition. So, yeah, thank you all for having me, and the others. I'm excited to look at their cities.
Oh yeah, it's great. And again, JJamJim will be going on at the end of the month to go off against So Ever Dream, the defending champion, and last week's winner, Kiki85, as well as the winner of next week's competition, Vanilla in a Snap. That's going to be a really fun one to watch. So folks, you don't want to miss next week, and Jim will leave you to your adoring public as you have won. And folks, thank you again for participating. Thank you again, everyone, for participating in the vote. Thank you all for coming out and showing your support. Thank you so much. It really does mean a lot that everyone seems to love this event. And again, I invite you all to come on into the Discord. We all kind of hang out and chat for a bit about the event afterwards. And, you know, if you want to hang out for a little while longer, we get into some more specifics and all that. And if you have any direct feedback, this is the time to give it. And folks, we are going to go ahead and raid the victor, because folks, go over. We are going to be congratulating him as a group for winning, because again, he won fair and square. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating. And Elves, any last words you want to say before we close out?
I think you covered it all, but thank you all for being here, and thank you all for watching. And remember to congratulate Jim, and shower the tree emote if you have it.
Yeah, rain those trees.
Make it rain trees. Because that's a sentence I thought I would say today.
Yes, and then folks, so we're going to do that, and then again, your hosts for today have been, I am JJamJim, I'm the primary host and arbiter of Cities in a Snap. You can check me out streaming 5 days a week using the shoutout command for JJam, either here in Jim's channel, and then also be sure to check out Awesome Elza. She helps moderate us, she plays some Overwatch with some of us sometimes. Again, this has been a blast, and we will catch you next time. See ya!